The playoff journey continues. Welcome to postseason basketball coverage on KLGA and KLGZ, presented by your Edward Jones representatives, Bruce Keith, Jerry Sokup, Mackenzie Jorgensen, and Brady Ross, featuring the Bishop Garrigan Golden Bears.
Birch over to Mahler, he's wide open, 3-point ball, banked it in, the bank is open, and we are tied. Drew Mahler, a huge shot with 47 seconds left. Mahler in traffic, feeds Thomas, rolling to the bucket. Thomas pumps, he put it in, he threw the foul again. Keep feeding Amari Thomas. He's a beast, ladies and gents. Joyce in lane to Lear, got deep in the post. Lear powers it up. He drew the foul, he put it down. Nick Lear goes beast mode on that play. Here comes Joyce on the run out. Joyce down the floor right side, sails in, got the bucket, and Garrigan's up by one.
Video streaming on the Algona Radio YouTube channel is brought to you by Algona Municipal Utilities, community owned for community benefit. Kemna Auto Center, where it's not just about the car, it's about the care. Iowa State Bank, helping people succeed. PMC Advantage Insurance Services, having the advantage makes all the difference. And Algona Frame and Auto Body. We meet by accident. Now, here's hometown and home country radio sports director, Tyler Lance.
For the third time in the past 5 seasons, 2 top of Iowa West rivals duke it out for the district title as the 17-5 Lake Mills Bulldogs take on the 20-3 Bishop Garrigan Golden Bears for the Class 1A District 3 Championship. The winner of this one moves on to the sub-state game Saturday night against the winner of St. Edmund and Newman Catholic. What a matchup this one is going to be, folks. Bishop Garrigan finally got the upper hand on Lake Mills earlier this year. For years, it had been Lake Mills over the Golden Bears. In fact, Lake Mills had won 11 games in a row over Bishop Garrigan, but that all changed back in the month of December as Bishop Garrigan went to Lake Mills and won by 12. Then for good measure, they beat Lake Mills later in the season by 9 points. But this is the playoffs, and the records are 0-0 each and every game when you go into the postseason matchup. Bishop Garrigan and Lake Mills know that as well as anyone. Lake Mills last year defeated Bishop Garrigan 3 times in the same season, including a hard-fought 61-52 win in the district title game over the Golden Bears. Tonight, the Golden Bears try to return the favor and sweep the 3-game season series over Lake Mills and advance to the sub-state game. We'll have interviews with both head coaches. We'll talk to Bishop Garrigan coach Mark Meister and Lake Mills head coach Kyle Mankey. It's next on Home Country Radio, KLGZ.
.62, Coach. 62. First down. We're doing this so that the kids can continue to play. Like we used to enjoy playing when I was in high school. I understand how fun it was, and I want that same fun to be had by the kids now. So that's why we need more officials to keep these games going on.
We are getting ready for the district championship game in boys high school basketball Class 1A as the Bishop Garrigan Golden Bears take on the Lake Mills Bulldogs. And we're joined right now in the pregame by Bishop Garrigan head coach Mark Meister. Coach, as always, we appreciate the time here today. Let's start by looking at where the offense is after the game against West Fork. Obviously a game where things started off great for the guys, 30 points in the first quarter, and you guys kind of took it from there. So, where do you feel the team's at offensively right now, and how do you sort of replicate a good start like that in tonight's game?
Well, a lot of sharing the ball there, a lot of defense getting out and running. I thought we were really crisp offensively, running what we wanted to. Michael Joyce had a better game, that kind of helped. Tate Furch had the big game the game before, kind of took a back seat a little bit, but was distributing the ball. Schwab shot it really well, and then the bigs, I didn't think they got enough touches. I believe they didn't miss a shot that game, or was that a different game? I can't remember, but they had another big night. So to keep that going, just somebody's got to step up every night. It's kind of what we talked about. Role players, shoot the ball. Don't move the ball when it comes to you. Sometimes we've done that. We've passed on open shots. So hopefully tonight that's the same recipe we had the other night.
Well, Coach, it's not unusual to see Bishop Garrigan and Lake Mills playing in a district championship game. We saw it last year, and it's the third time in the past 5 years it's been these two teams in the district title. What do you feel the unique aspects of preparation are when you're seeing a team once again for the third time this season that you're a conference rival with?
Well, we kind of honed in what they're doing offensively. We really filmed that, and we're trying to defensively, we can't replicate what we did. We felt like we gave up too many threes to them. They shot the three bad against us, but I felt like it was looks they wanted to get. So tonight we've switched some things again, tried to clean up some stuff. Obviously, we can't play the same way and beat them the third time. You get comfortable, and then you lose because you think you're going to beat them again. So we talked about that. It's going to have to be energy out of the gate. We're going to have to set the tone defensively and be really crisp offensively and kind of shock them like, well, this is a different team than we faced the prior two times.
And maybe one of the things that might be the same, coaches, it's got to be a big night for the two bigs. Rebounding was a good advantage for the Golden Bears the first two times, and I imagine that's another big area of emphasis tonight.
For sure. We were looking at scoring out of them, and we think they need to score more than they did the previous two. They were around 20 and 20 combined, 20 boards, 20 points. So can we bump that number up a little bit out of those two guys and really hurt them in the paint, because that's our advantage.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, I won't keep you too long here, but just wrapping up, what do you see as one or two of the biggest deciding factors tonight, outside of, I guess, what we've already kind of mentioned here?
Well, defensively, what we talked about, I'm hoping we don't give up those threes that they like to shoot, because they're due to have a game against us if we give those up. I thought the previous two games, they just didn't shoot it well. We were playing good defense, but we were still helping off of guys. You're trying to stop that dribble drive, so we put in a new wrinkle into that. And then getting out and not letting them take us off our spot offensively, being downhill, being aggressive, and sharing the ball.
All right, Coach, appreciate the time today, and best of luck in tonight's matchup.
All right, thank you.
That is Bishop Garrigan boys basketball coach Mark Meister joining us here on Home Country Radio KLGZ. Back with more next after this.
Sportsmanship starts with you. Good sportsmanship means showing respect to student athletes, coaches, officials, and those around you.
Good sportsmanship is about character, accountability,
and setting a positive example in and out of competition.
Before the game starts, remember, sportsmanship starts with you.
And boys district basketball action in Class 1A coming up here on Home Country Radio KLGZ as Lake Mills Bulldogs and Bishop Garrigan Golden Bears do battle for the third time this season. And we're joined right now in the pregame by Lake Mills head coach Kyle Mankey. Coach, going to be a big game coming up tonight here for the district title. We're excited to see it. And first of all, thank you so much for joining us here in the pregame.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a great ball game, and look forward to talking with you here about it.
And, Coach, before we get your thoughts on tonight, let's look at the first couple rounds of the postseason for Lake Mills, because to get to this point, you guys had to beat Norfolk Kensett, which is a team that had some very talented players, and you had to beat them for a second time this season. So take us through that most recent game against Norfolk Kensett and some of the big factors in that one.
Yeah, that was a really good overall performance from our team. As you said, Northwood is one of the more physically talented teams with their size and speed, and for us to be able to go over to their place and win for a second time this year, I think that really was big for our kids. It really showed how much we have grown here in the latter part of the season, and just that was a night where we executed our game plan defensively about as well as we could, and we were able to shoot the ball well from outside, and obviously a really nice combination for us, and we controlled the majority of the game and went on a nice run late to end up winning 63-46. So I felt really good about that one, and know that we've got obviously a bigger challenge ahead of us tonight.
And, Coach, with that win, the team's now won 8 games in a row. And if you look at that 8-game win streak, 2 of those are against Norfolk Kensett. You also have a really good win over. Talk about playing your best basketball this time of year. So it seems like Lake Mills is at that spot right now. What do you feel some big factors during this 8-game winning streak have been as you guys try to play the best basketball here in the month of February?
Well, the big thing with our guys this year is they just have really overcome so much adversity. I mean, never got to play at full strength with Aiden Stensrud missing the whole season, and then overcame Nash Delger being out for 7-8 games, kind of in the middle of January there, and I really just think it's been a mindset thing with this group, and that's one of the reasons we're so proud of them, is just the way they have continued to evolve as a team and battle through injury and sickness. And, as the season has worn on, we've become a much better defensive team. And I think offensively we've kind of found our stride with some things as well. So it's been a combination of things that's led to this good stretch of basketball. But the biggest thing is just the kids and the toughness and the resilience that they've shown, the togetherness they've played with, and we've been extremely proud of them.
We're talking right now with Lake Mills head coach Kyle Mankey. Coach, now you guys play Bishop Garrigan for the district championship, and every time you and I talk, we do seem to turn the conversation towards the interior game, and rightfully so, with the way Bishop Garrigan likes to get the ball inside. With that being said, that means, lots got to be asked of Keaton Wempen tonight, obviously, but it can't just be him. So what does good interior team defense look like for you in this game?
Well, it's team defense. I mean, I think you said it perfectly. We can't just expect one guy to control the boards tonight. It's going to have to be a team effort, and obviously one of the reasons Garrigan is such a tough matchup is they combine that size with strong guard play, and so of course that is a beautiful combination for high school basketball. And so the biggest thing for us defensively is just going to be, can we rebound? Can we stay the course when Garrigan goes on some of their runs? And then obviously on the offensive end, can we continue to take great care of the ball and generate good shots? And, if we can do those things, I think we can be right in the ball game here tonight.
And, Coach, you mentioned generating good shots, and that's something the guys did against Northwood Kensett, as you shot the ball really well, especially from three-point range in that game. What does good shot selection look like for you guys tonight as you try to repeat that against Bishop Garrigan?
Yeah, just good inside-out basketball for us is huge. We need to not become too perimeter-oriented. We need to make sure we're getting downhill and getting to the basket and getting touches inside. And I think in order to have the type of consistent offense that you need to beat a team like Garrigan, you have to look for balance. You can't be relying on one kid to do too much, and I think our players understand that, and hopefully we'll be able to execute that part of our plan tonight.
Coach, wrapping up the interview for today, what's the final message to the guys before tonight's game against Bishop Garrigan tips off?
Well, I think we just want to continue to do the things that have gotten us here. Very, very simple message, but I think that's the important thing at this time of year is you just hope your kids are prepared and confident. And, obviously it's one of the, when you get to the district final, both teams are going to have to play well. I mean, it's we're going to have to play very well to win, and so will Garrigan. I mean, it's going to be one of those things where whichever team can execute the basic fundamentals the best, and come up with the quote unquote little things, 50-50 balls, and keeping rebounds alive and getting back in transition. Those types of things often go unnoticed, but those types of things make a huge difference in district final ball games. So we're looking forward to the challenge. We know it's a big one, but our kids are going to be ready for it.
Coach, going to be a great game tonight. Thank you so much for the time today on the pregame, and best of luck in tonight's game.
Thank you, Tyler.
That's Lake Mills head coach Kyle Mankey with his pregame thoughts. More coming up next after this on Home Country Radio KLGZ and at the Algona Radio YouTube stream.
In Iowa, we are fortunate to have a lot of opportunities to get involved in at our schools.
Athletics and activities have so many positive effects.
From learning how to build relationships
and healthy lifestyles,
And gain self-esteem and confidence.
make participation a priority. You and your school will benefit.
When you need need cash on the go, there's no need to pay a surcharge fee with MoneyPass. Iowa State Bank is proud to be part of the MoneyPass network of surcharge-free ATMs found nationwide. Look for the green and blue MoneyPass symbol on over 32,000 ATMs across the nation. Or find an ATM near your vacation spot or travel destination at MoneyPass.com. MoneyPass, another way that Iowa State Bank helps people succeed. Member FDIC.
Reaching a magic number and more about discovering the magic in life. Hi, I'm Edward Jones financial advisor Jerry Soka. Count on me for financial strategies that can help support a life you love, because the key to being rich is knowing what counts. Contact me at 515-295-7766 and let's find your rich. Along with Bruce Keith, Brady Ross, and Mackenzie Jorgensen, we are your local Edward Jones financial advisors. Member SIPC.
Having the advantage makes all the difference. At PMC Advantage Insurance Services, we give you the advantage. We offer insurance coverage for your auto, home, farm, crop hail, commercial, life, individual or group health, and bonds and annuities. We are here to make sure you and your belongings are properly covered. We have over 50 companies offering insurance in all 50 states. Our offices are conveniently located in Algona, Burt, Corwith, Garner, Sway City, and West Bend. You can also find us at our website, pmca.agency, or call 515-295-9433. Stop by one of our offices today and see what we can do for you. PMC Advantage Insurance Services, a Pharmacist Mutual Insurance Company.
Steyr Ag is proud to be leading the farm community with top quality service and products. We work hard to support our customers with innovative solutions to increase your yields. You can count on Steyr Ag to provide the highest quality products that will achieve the highest quality results. Here at Steyr Ag, we offer channel seed and the best channel seedsman in the area, Mr. Eric Goodman. We work with all the major chem companies to bring you the best weed control package with the lowest cost. We also offer precise aerial and ground application with the best applicators to ensure an accurate and quality application. Let Steyr Ag show you the true potential of your farm.
At Kemna Auto Center, they understand that you have no shortage of options when it comes to purchasing or servicing your car. They're your hometown dealer for new GM, Ford, and Chrysler makes and models. Plus, they also offer an extensive selection of pre-owned vehicles. Serving you with a dedicated sales and finance team, along with world-class service technicians that are passionate about keeping your ride in top shape. Visit their showrooms today for an experience you deserve. Kemna Auto Center in Algona.
When it comes to your recovery, we tackle issues head-on. Whether you're on the field, setting up a spike, or running the course, Kossuth Regional Health Center's rehab team is here to help when an injury occurs. I'm Bryce Buckle, physical therapist, and as a former student athlete, I know how important it is to get back in the game. At KRHC, our team works with local healthcare providers and specialists throughout the area for a recovery plan that works for you. Best of luck to all of our area athletes this season. We'll be cheering for you.
It's time to meet the starting lineup for the Bishop Garrigan Golden Bears.
Nick Lear, senior, number 34.
Schwab rising up, finding Lear underneath. Lear's gonna slam it home! Oh, an emphatic jam by Nick Lear.
Tate Furch, junior, number 4.
Extra pass to Furch, corner pocket Trey. They answer! Tate Furch ties it! 2 seconds left! Timeout for City! Tate Furch, cool as the other side of the pillow.
Amari Thomas, junior, number 33.
And Thomas sends up the pass. He runs the floor. Look out! Thomas jams it!
Carter Schwab, junior, number 24.
1.2 seconds left. Schwab from 3/4 court. Oh, and he put it in! Carter Schwab knocks down the free right before halftime.
Michael Joyce, sophomore, number 11.
And the inbounds play is going nowhere. Joyce picks it up to the backcourt, and he's going to flush it! Michael Joyce with the first throwdown of his high school career. Tip-off of your game is coming up next on Hometown and Home Country Radio. For the third time in 5 years, it's the Bishop Garrigan Golden Bears and Lake Mills Bulldogs. For the Lake Mills starting lineup, the 5'11 senior Kane Cook, the 6'5 senior Keaton Wempen, the 6'4 senior Jeremiah Jensen, the 6'2 senior Jackson Gall, and the 5'8 junior Nash Delger. Bishop Garrigan in the white uniforms, they're designated as a home team tonight. The gold Garrigan on the front, gold numerals front and back. Lake Mills, the road purples, white Lake Mills in the front outlined in yellow. At midcourt, it'll be Jackson Gall going up against Amari Thomas. The district championship on the line tonight. Can Bishop Garrigan beat Lake Mills for the third time this season? We are about to find out. Thomas and Gall at midcourt right now. A couple of all-conference selections in the top of Iowa West. Thomas wins the opening tap. Schwab has the basketball, and the Golden Bears move left to right on the radio dial. Good crowds on both sides here tonight, although this may be a road game for Bishop Garrigan. They brought a nice black and gold wearing crowd, but it is a sea of purple fans from Lake Mills down beneath us. In the high post, it's Lear. Lear whips it over to right to Furch. Inside to Thomas with length, puts it up and in.
Right off the bat, Garrigan shows their huge advantage this game. That height from the opening tip. Lake Mills puts their point guard up against the much taller Bishop Garrigan player. The height is going to be huge tonight, Tyler.
These are the top two scoring offenses in the conference, but Bishop Garrigan may have their edge with the 6'3" Amari Thomas and the 6'6" Nick Lear, a size nightmare. Cook, the dangerous three-point shooter for Lake Mills, deals to Wempen on the perimeter. Now out top to Gall. Gall leading the conference in assists. 6.4 assists per game for Jackson Gall to go along with 13.5 points. A first-team all-conference selection. 8 on the shot clock. Gall spins, lost control of the basketball, and now Schwab runs the other direction. Schwab deals to Furch in the right corner, right in front of the Lake Mills student section, glaring down at him. Now back outside to Schwab. Lake Mills allowing just over 50 points per game, and Bishop Garrigan scoring 63.5. Golden Bears won both regular season meetings against the 17-5 Lake Mills Bulldogs, who finished third in the top of Iowa West. Joyce around the arc towards the right against Delger, gets it to Furch, now into Thomas, backing his way in, fading back, he put it up, and he drew the foul. Amari Thomas making his presence known early, and he'll shoot two.
And Garrigan showing patience that we don't always see. They are really being deliberate with their offense, working that ball around the perimeter, looking for Thomas inside. They had that shot clock all the way down to 11 seconds and got the nice feed into Thomas on that Tom Davis bounce pass on that baseline.
Amari Thomas, the #1 free throw shooter on Bishop Garrigan, makes the first one. 3-0 Golden Bears behind the 73.5% free throw shooter. Coach Meister talked in his pregame thoughts. More touches for Thomas and Lear tonight as he makes both. 4-0 Bishop Garrigan. These teams met in the district championship last year, with Lake Mills winning 61-52. Lake Mills won all 3 games last year against Bishop Garrigan. Golden Bears try to return the favor this season. From the right side, deep three-point ball, Wempen left it short, and Furch flies in for the rebound. Gets the ball to Michael Joyce. The first team all-conference sophomore for Bishop Garrigan. Deals to Furch on the wing. He squares up, arcs at the three. He swished it. 7-0 Golden Bears. And a timeout asked for by head coach Kyle Mankey and Lake Mills. What a start to this one, Beanie.
Tate Furch loves big moments. I saw him slapping hands when he went through the line of introduction. He was pumped up. He was ready to go. Furch loves the big moment. You see it in football. You're seeing it tonight. They came ready to play. And how about Amari Thomas starting off tonight? Wow, he came to advanced biology class today. I don't think he was thinking much about biology because he was ready to go for this game.
No, he wasn't thinking about biology. He was thinking about the physics of how to put put the ball into the bucket, and he's done that so far tonight.
And look at that confidence that Amari Thomas has built throughout this season. He set up on that block for the Garrigan first 2 possessions. He knew that ball was coming to him because he saw those guards working that ball around. Clearly the Bears have worked on that play in practice, and it's worked twice to perfection. That's why Mankey's got to call that timeout. Coach Mankey's got to say, all right, we got to adjust this game real quick, down 7-0.
Now Lake Mills has the basketball, scoring just under 63 points per game. Lake Mills in the postseason so far beat St. Ansgar 65-41 and Norfolk Kensett 63-46. Norfolk Kensett lost just 4 games this year, 2 of them against Lake Mills. Here's Gall, left alone for the 3, missed it right, and parachuting in for the rebound is Tate Furch. Returns the ball to Michael Joyce, the 14-point per game scorer for the Golden Bears. Joyce sized up by Delger. Joyce dribbling at the Clear Lake logo at half court here in this neutral site district championship. Hands off to Furch on the wing. Furch surveyed by Cook, now over to Joyce. Joyce goes around the pick by Lear, into the paint, slicing, dicing, and dealing outside to Schwab. Schwab lobs it high post to Lear. On the left elbow, Lear working the dribble, goes up against Wempen. He fades back. Lear left it short off glass. Rebound pinballs around, and it's finally collected along the baseline by Jensen. Now Delger into the front court. To Wempen, back to Delger. Whips it over to Cook. Kane Cook averaging 14.3 points per game. A 39.5% three-point shooter as Delger curls around, gets to the foul line, releases the jumper, line drived it, and Lear outreaches his teammate Amari Thomas for the rebound.
And at this point in the game, down to 5 minutes in the quarter, Lake Mills has yet to get the ball inside. All their shots have been from beyond the arc or at least outside the lane.
Lake Mills took 38 three-point attempts against St. Ansgar in the opening round, making 9 of them. As Furch has the 3, deadens off the rim. Thomas put back, can't make it to go. Rebounded by Lear and wraps the pass around to Thomas. Third opportunity, Golden Bears. Lake Mills made 12 out of 22 three-pointers in that win over Norfolk Kensett as Joyce is pushed by Delger and fouled with 4:46 on the clock.
Boy, then you see that rebounding presence of Thomas and Lear. 2 offensive rebounds, 1 for each of those guys that possession. Lake Mills has no answer. In fact, when they're on the defensive end, they're just turning and running. They know they can't win this rebounding battle, so they're going to try to play D.
Lucas Helgeland, the 6'1 sophomore for Lake Mills. Inbound pass intercepted by Cook as Furch threw it right to him. Helgeland wearing jersey number 11 and the black headband for Lake Mills as Delger has it right corner. Here's Cook, top of the arc, shoots over Furch, rims out on the three. Nice box out by Lear for the rebound. Cook has that quick trigger. First time these two teams matched up, Cook hit 6 3-pointers. Second time, though, only made 1 as Garrigan did a better job against him defensively. That January 21st win by Bishop Garrigan. Lake Mills shot just 3 out of 23 on threes. There's a free for the Golden Bears, doesn't go. Furch on the offensive glass, and he draws a foul in between 2 Lake Mills defenders, and they point at Keaton Wempen.
And that time, Furch skies for the rebound, the guard. So even Thomas and Lear, it's not just them. Garrigan dominating the boards from all positions. Lake Mills setting up in a 2-3. It's hard to rebound out of a 2-3.
Schwab looks from the baseline. Schwab surveys and lobs it into Lear, makes a tough catch over the top of Helgeland. Now to Schwab in the short right corner. Gets it out to Furch. 1 step right of center. Pull it down to Thomas. Pass to Joyce is through his hands and out of bounds. Garrigan wasn't particularly spaced out there. That pass got on top of Joyce quickly, and the Golden Bears suffer an early turnover.
Well, the Lake Mills Bulldogs are shell-shocked with that Garrigan flurry to start the game. But since that Coach Mankey timeout by Lake Mills, we've kind of been at a stalemate here. A good minute and a half with no points scored.
7-0 Bishop Garrigan. Lake Mills, this is a team that doesn't really beat themselves. They only turn it over 9 times per game, the least in the conference, as it's Gall whipping it over to the right to Wempen. He catches, he releases, airballs the free, but Delger there for the rebound, and Thomas ran into him, and that'll be a foul on Bishop Garrigan.
Wempen is making his way to the official, say, hey, I didn't airball that, someone got me. I think they got a little ball and got some arm, but Wempen's not going to win that case.
In any case, Lake Mills will inbound from the near side baseline of the senior Jackson Gall, joining the Lake Mills program last season. Gall into Helgeland short corner, maneuvers into the paint, goes up and under against Thomas, way too strong off glass, and Schwab collects the rebound. Schwab into the forecourt for Bishop Garrigan, averaging 14.5 points per game as he delivers the ball to Joyce, heading left. Now over to Furch. Back to Joyce, the Clear Lake logo, now to the right to Schwab. 3:35 left in the first as Garrigan leads by 7. Corner to Furch, into Thomas, makes a contested catch. Thomas will put it off glass and scored for 2.
Unstoppable is Amari Thomas on that right block.
9-0 Bishop Garrigan. Gall has it in the right corner in front of the Bishop Garrigan bench across from us. Gall gives it off to Delger. Missed a few games earlier this year for injury. Back in the Lake Mills starting lineup. Hands it off to Gall coming around to the left. Now it's to Helgeland. One dribble and gets the ball to Wempen. Lear in his face. Gets it back to Delger. Probing the perimeters like Mills to Helgeland. Now to Cook, trying to shake loose from Furch. Tough defensive assignment, but Furch right on top of it. 10 on the shot clock. Now Gall goes right to Helgeland, into the lane. Helgeland stopped by Lear, finds Wempen wide open underneath and scores at the very end of the shot clock.
Well, that woke up the Lake Mills crowd. It's under 3 minutes, and they finally got a bucket. A nice offense there, a great assist by the Bulldogs. First basket they've had a chance at inside the paint.
Here's Furch in the right corner, finds Lear in the high post, back out to Furch. Works the dribble as he enters the lane, and he shuffled the shoes. Got a little too casual on that one, and Bishop Garrigan with a couple of turnovers here late in the first quarter.
Yeah, it feels like Garrigan's just dominating this game, but it matters what the score is, and instead of looking at domination at 9-2, Lake Mills is thinking, hey, we're only down 7, and we can erase that if we get hot, but boy, they have been ice cold, Tyler.
Yeah, it's about weathering the early storm until the shooters can get on track, and Lake Mills needs to hit a lot of three-pointers in this one to be with Bishop Garrigan. Gall looks underneath to the cutting Delger. Delger off the window, and he scores. Or you can do that. 9-4 right now, Bishop Garrigan. I'll say this, there's maybe players who are bigger than Delger, maybe players who shoot better than Delger, but not a lot of players who have the same motor that Delger does. He is a player of heart on that Lake Mills floor. Schwab uncorks the right side three, in and out, no good, and Wempen sails in for the rebound. Lake Mills quickly the other way. Cook, quick trigger on the free. Cook in and out, and Schwab gets the uncontested board. Schwab across half court, 1:51 left in the first. Lake Mills settling in, 9-4 right now, Bishop Garrigan. Furch pivots around 180, surveyed by Cook as he bounces it off to Schwab. 1:40 left in the first. Schwab around Lear, finds Joyce left wing. Looks inside of Lear, gets it to Schwab instead. Schwab catches, shoots, free short, but it deflects in. The friendly rubber rim in Clear Lake for Carter Schwab.
Wow, that ball bounced out, then it somehow crawled back up off the board and in.
Cook from way downtown, the answer as he sticks it.
And Lake Mills doesn't even follow the shot. They're getting back on defense, but so far, Garrigan is winning the half-court game.
Well, Lake Mills saw that Bishop Garrigan win over West Fork, the 70-61 Golden Bear win, and said, we can't let Bishop Garrigan get out in transition. That was something the Golden Bears did really well in that ball game, scoring 30 points in the first quarter. Joyce feeling it for three. No good. Lear flying in for the rebound, but that is a foul on Lear, trying to work his way through a multitude of purple jerseys.
It is an interesting strategy for the Lake Mills Bulldogs. Rather than Coach Mankey saying, boys, we really got to fight these tall Garrigan guys on the board, he's just conceding the rebounds and saying, guys, get back on defense so they don't get in that transition game. Interesting strategy, but that's what coaches got to do. They got to make a game plan and go with it until it doesn't work.
Yeah, possibly a very smart move here by Lake Mills as there's 1 minute left in the first quarter. Bishop Garrigan brings Drew Moeller and Trayton Sink into the ball game for Amari Thomas and Tate Furch. Delger one step right of center, pumps inside, looks left, as will find Jensen. Jensen one dribble to the right and slings it over to Gall. Rotates corner to Delger. Lake Mills moves it well to Cook. Look out, Cook again. Line drive that one short. Offensive board by Helgland at the foul line and returns it out to Delger with a fresh 35. 39 left in the quarter. Delger around Lear and a blocking foul to Bishop Garrigan big. Lear lifts his hands in frustration. That's his second personal, third team foul.
Well, the way Lake Mills runs the egg beater action out front, Lear and Thomas, who's now coming back into the game, they often get caught guarding a smaller, quicker player out there on the perimeter, and things like that are going to happen, so you just kind of have to take that and live with it.
I love that beanie, the egg beater action.
Tyler, have you ever run an egg beater? Let me introduce you to some old cooking utensils.
Well, we can do that after this one. 32 seconds left in the quarter as Lake Mills is going to turn and burn a little clock. 1 second difference game in shot clock as Gall will dribble uncontested near half court. He's telling his guys, hey, stay outside. Let me dribble some time here. 20 seconds remaining in the first quarter. 12-7 Bishop Garrigan in this district championship game. Winner in this one will play against the winner of St. Edmund and Newman Catholic on Saturday night, as that game is set to take place at Humboldt High School. Now the action begins. Gall will sling it over to Cook. Cook on the wing, works into the paint, probing and dealing. Helgland catching for the corner, left it short, and the first quarter is coming to an end as Thomas grabs the rebound. Joyce heaves, but it's after the buzzer as we will head to the second. Bishop Garrigan 12, Lake Mills 7 on Home Country Radio, KLGZ.
Sports Club members bringing you this game.
Iowa Lakes Community College, your community, your college.
Purpling Excavating, they dig dirt.
Trend Salon, your complete family hair salon. It's all about you.
Lusher Family Dentistry, serving your family since 1965 on Call Street in Algona.
Oakcrest Funeral Services, celebrating a life lived.
J&J Custom Meats, located in Whittemore.
Dump It, commercial and residential garbage service.
Greg Penning and Company, certified public accountants where everyone counts.
All bringing you this postseason action. It's the final countdown to North Iowa Appliance Center's anniversary sale. For 47 years, North Iowa Appliance Center has been your local go-to appliance center for expert advice and incredible service. They're celebrating by offering you in-store specials on the brands they know and trust. They even dug deep and found some savings on select appliances you won't believe. Find anniversary pricing on select Maytag, KitchenAid, Whirlpool, and Amana appliances from North Iowa Appliance Center, Highway 18 East in Algona, where they sell the best and service the rest.
Lake Mills and Bishop Garrigan, the trilogy here from Clear Lake High School, as Bishop Garrigan leads 12-7 in this district championship game, presented to you by Edward Jones. Into the high post, it's Gall. Works it back outside to Cook. Ball got batted away, but Cook catches it off the deflection. Cook shovels it corner pocket, looking for Delger, but Moeller with a nice knockaway for Bishop Garrigan.
A good defense by both Joyce and Moeller, getting their hands on the ball. Coaches tell players, hey, if you can even just get a tip, anything you can do to get them out of their offense, and those tips balls, they're going to make reset in 15 seconds on the shot clock.
Lake Mills' pass inside, intercepted by Thomas as it was out of the reach of Jensen. Lake Mills, an offense that thrives on rhythm and shooting as Furch finds it. Out to Schwab. Schwab from way downtown, left the three-pointer short, and Delger comes out for the rebound. Weaves past Thomas into the forecourt as Bishop Garrigan's up by 5 right now. Hand off to Gall, without right back to Delger. He pump fakes, but Moeller's in his face. Into Gall, banging with Thomas, threading it to Jensen. Jensen uses glass and scores.
Jensen, the tallest player on the Lake Mills team, I believe he stands at 6'4". Has not been a major factor, but he's in the middle of the 2-3 defense right now, looking to block some shots.
He is the tallest man on the floor right now for Lake Mills. Furch on the wing, head fakes, takes it into the paint and jump stops. Out to Schwab on the wing, lets it fly. Three-pointer is short. Long deflection to Cook on the rebound. Now Gall across half court for Lake Mills. Into the corner to Helgland. Gall They make that Cook on the wing. Into the lane goes Gall. Dumps it off for Jensen. Jensen wide open and he scores. It's a 1-point game.
Well, Jensen gets the bucket, but give all the credit to Cook. He had a beautiful up fake with his head. It looked like he was going to shoot it, but he stuck his feet on the floor and made a beautiful pass.
You just have to respect Cook as a jump shooter so much. It's hard to stay disciplined on that. This Lake Mills crowd beneath us coming alive. They have brought a huge contingent for this 40-minute drive from Lake Mills. Bishop Garrigan about an hour away from their home gym. Joyce steps back, free on the way. It's good! Joyce finds the bottom.
Wow, beautiful step back, plants the feet. So smooth is Michael Joyce.
He is a smooth operator. Has taken in his Helgeland, goes into Mahler. He pumps, he puts it up. Oh, and there's a foul on Garrigan. Man, boy, oh boy.
There's a lot of things the Garrigan crowd doesn't like that, Tyler. Not us. We never complain about officiating. But the crowd, they wanted to travel. They also thought Drew Moeller got a lot of ball. The ref says he must have got him with his body, sending the free throw shooter to the line.
Helgeland just 43% from the stripe this season, but gets the friendly deflection to make it 15-12.
You know, this is a great crowd for Lake Mills. I'm just looking out of this very nice Clear Lake gymnasium. We can look down. Lake Mills crowd, huge. Garrigan crowd, biggest one I've seen this year, and it's not even a home game. The student sections were going back and forth between the quarter with the same cheer, trying to outdo each other. Great atmosphere.
Some friendly banter, you might say, as Helgeland makes both free throws. 15-13, Bishop Garrigan. Joyce across half court for the Golden Bears. I think for Lake Mills, in their first two playoff games, they got off to good starts. They led by 18 and 14 at halftime, respectively, as they try to dig out of an early hole against Bishop Garrigan. Sink into the high post to Thomas, deals with the Furch. Now Joyce coming around. Joyce to Furch, now corner to Sink. 15 on the shot clock. Back to Furch. High post to Mahler. Cook had the knockaway as Mahler got it back. Returns it to Furch of 10 on the shot clock. One dribble and the hand off to Joyce. 6 on the shot clock. Joyce is in creation mode now. Joyce from way downtown. Oh, he got fouled on the three. A huge blunder by Lake Mills, and 3 free throws for Michael Joyce.
He was deep, 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 but you know, the foul happens no matter where you are out on the floor. Just because it's deep doesn't mean it's not a foul. But, you know, Michael Joyce will shoot it from there and make it, so defenders got to go out there and guard it. You know, Tyler, Mari Thomas hasn't had any touches the last 4 possessions. That was their bread and butter early on, but Lake Mills must be clamping down on Thomas inside a lot better.
Well, one thing to watch here, Lake Mills has gotten a couple of fouls on both Nick Lear and Amari Thomas. Thomas got that last one when he and Mahler were converging on the potential shooter for Lake Mills, as Joyce missed on that one too.
Uncharacteristic. Michael Joyce has been nails on his free throws lately.
So he'll try to salvage the last one here. 15-13, Bishop Garrigan. Joyce got the deflection. That shooter's touch there beating it 16-13.
You know, this is a really small detail, but these officials I've never seen before. I bet the boys haven't either. It's kind of nice when there's a big game like that. You get officials that you're unfamiliar with. Makes the game a little more honest in my mind.
Well, 5:24 left in the first half. 16-13, Bishop Garrigan as Gall accelerates, spins towards the paint, and deals it back outside to Wempen. Around the arc towards Delger, a sick crossover, the runner over Mahler. It crawls the rim, it swirls around, and it goes out. Everywhere but down. Helgeland loose ball, and a traveling violation on Helgeland. The Lake Mills crowd wanted a foul, but I thought he clearly traveled before the foul.
You know, there was a shot by Schwab that did some interesting English on the rim and went in. That ball that Delger had hanging on the rim, it touched every single part of the rim. Somehow goes out. That was weird.
5 minutes left in the first half. Joyce bounces it over to Schwab. In the corner to Furch. Lane to Mahler. Power dribble into the paint. Center of the lane now out to Furch. Furch jumps and passes short corner to Sink. Into the corner to Joyce. Right back to Sink. Bishop Garrigan playing foul. Thomas and Lear on the floor right now as they find Joyce in the corner. Lets it rip. Long on the 3-point shot. Helgeland collects another rebound. Gall wings it up ahead, and the pass is a little bit too tall, and it was last touched by Lake Mills off the hands of Jensen.
Coach Mankey says, hey, that was tipped by those guys, and he's pleading his case with the referee, but the referee says, no, we're going with what I said.
Well, both coaches have had their turn to be upset at the officials here in the second quarter.
And both crowds have been upset at traveling. They're thinking this is an NBA game. We let a few things go.
Schwab on the right side right now for Bishop Garrigan, leading by 3. Works across the foul line towards his left and shovels it out to Furch, top of the arc. Line drives the pass over to Joyce, now back to Furch in front of the Lake Mills bench. Whips it into the lane to Schwab. Schwab barreling in, gets turned back out to Furch. He'll catch, he'll fire, and can't get that one to drop. Rebound pinballs into the hand of Wempen. Now brought across half court by Gall, about halfway through the quarter. Oh, and a double dribble by Gall. An uncharacteristic mistake by the senior.
Yeah, 2 turnovers in the last 2 possessions by Gall, or the last 3 possessions. He tried the long pass that was a bad choice and went out of bounds, and that time a double dribble by the point guard. This is a good player, folks. We've watched him the last couple years. Fantastic player here for Lake Mills.
Yeah, when you talk about point guards, you talk about assist to turnover a lot. This year, Gall has 140 assists, only 39 turnovers in 22 games. Last year, it was 137 assists and 31 turnovers in 17 games, so great ratios there for Gall. Joyce on the wing, lets it rip, buries the free again. Michael Joyce is back, ladies and gents.
He's feeling it. He puts the arms up in a V, celebrating.
Cook on the pump fake. Joyce staying in front. He's on him like glue right now. Cook, hesitation. Drive to the bucket. No good. Rebound snatched to the right hand of Lear. And Schwab lasers it up to Joyce. Joyce on the drive. The scoop is way too strong as that pinballs off the glass into Wempen's hands. To Cook. Passed up the shot, then got it back from Gall. He lets it rip. In and out. It went halfway down. Fight for the rebound, and Helgland outmuscles Lear for that one. And Lake Mills with a fresh 35. Wempen slicing inside, barreling into Schwab, floats and scores with a soft touch. 19-15 now. Bishop Garrigan is Wempen on the board for 4 points.
Boy, for a minute there, I thought this tempo was going to get out of control, but Joyce says slow down. Oh, no!
And Gall picks his pocket, runs the floor. Joyce blows by, and Gall lays it in. Like a thief in the night, took that one right away from Joyce.
Oh, what a reach by Gall. He got that with his wingspan.
Bishop Garrigan needs a timeout, and the Lake Mills crowd will go crazy down beneath us. A 30-second timeout with 2:56 left in the first half. 19-17 Bishop Garrigan. And this postseason matchup presented to you by Algona Edward Jones representatives Bruce Keefe, Mackenzie Jorgensen, Jerry Sokup, and Brady Ross. Bishop Garrigan has never trailed in this game, Beanie, but it felt like the Golden Bears had a chance to do a lot more damage early. They let Lake Mills stick around, and now we've got a dogfight on our hands.
Yeah, they were doing major damage early, getting the ball inside, but then a little bit of foul trouble maybe, but maybe a little bit of adjustment by the Lake Mills defense. They kind of went to their 2-3 defense and clamped down on the Garrigan posts. And once the ball gets into the hands of the guards, these guards on these teams are very evenly matched. Both teams have elite guards, great ball handling, and unpredictable, like that steal we just saw by Jackson Gall. Joyce didn't see it coming. He was just ready to catch the pass, but Gall got in there with his wingspan, tipped it out to himself, and boy, the electric play by these guards makes this game never over. They can score so fast.
Lake Mills and Bishop Garrigan have had some doozies over the years. Third time in 5 years meeting in the district title game. Last year, 61-52 Lake Mills win. 5 years ago, Lake Mills beat Bishop Garrigan 63-59. Schwab splits 2 defenders. Pump fakes and turns around 360, returns it to Joyce. Joyce shimmying into the paint. He floats, and he scores, and draws the foul. My name is Michael Joyce, and I get buckets.
He is such a competitive kid. Doesn't matter what sport it is. And boy, you can tell he's feeling that competitive nature coming back out again. Now, that was a great drive by Joyce. Draws the foul, gets to the free throw line. Set up there by Schwab, his partner in crime there. He tried to test that well, win in the lane, created an opening for Joyce. So those guys been working well together all season.
Lake Mills has tested the patience of Bishop Garrigan. It's not so much the turn and burn of the transition offense, but the half-court game right now for the Golden Bears as Joyce converts to make it 22-17.
Also a good sign that if you go hard to the lane, you're going to get rewarded with that foul call. Both teams might start taking advantage of that.
Delger lobs it into the high post to Gall, now out to Cook. Sidesteps, finds the foul line, 15-footer, crawls up the front of the rim and drops in. Kane Cook with 5 points so far, an early three-pointer, and then that last 2 to make it 22-19. Joyce works his way towards his left, whips it across to Furch. Furch holds and returns the ball to Joyce, top of the arc. Pivots around with 2 minutes left in the first half. Throws it into the lane. Furch wasn't looking for it, and it's intercepted by Wempen. Runs the floor. Oh, a nice poke away by Joyce, and he stole it. Outlets to Furch. Furch one-on-one of Gall. Gall got a hand on it, but Furch spun it in. 24-19 Garrigan. There's the transition O. Transition 3 by Cook. Around and out, no good. Wempen latches onto the offensive board, and a bump and a foul by Bishop Garrigan.
Oh, the Lake Mills crowd would rather not have that foul because the kick out went to Cook, who drained a 3. So Garrigan should be happy with that foul on Schwab.
Yeah, you can't let Cook get going, and fortunately for Bishop Garrigan, that was a foul as Jensen will check out for Lake Mills, and Helgeland back into the ball game.
Well, you see Lake Mills is looking to run that basketball up the floor as fast as they can if they get a chance.
And they've caught Bishop Garrigan a couple of times. Cook has gotten some good looks, and boy, there's been about 3 3-pointers from him that have gone halfway down and didn't go. Gall from the near side baseline. Lobs it in, caught by Wempen. Rotates to Cook, look out. Cook buried that one. 3-point ball to make it a 2-point game, 24-22, and Cook starting to heat it up.
Boy, after a shaky start, all the guards in this gym on both teams feeling it, feeling the confidence.
Joyce infiltrates the paint. Ball stripped away by Lake Mills. Helgeland has it. Helgeland initiates and gives to Gall. In the corner to Delger. He's feeling it. And it's a little bit too strong. Schwab there for the rebound. That 3 would have given Lake Mills their first lead of the game. Instead, it's Garrigan by 2 right now. 1:07 left in the first half. Third meeting between these teams. Garrigan won each regular season matchup. Prior to that, Lake Mills had an 11-game win streak over the Golden Bears. Sink out to Schwab, top of the arc. Lowers the shoulder, enters the lane, knocks down the jumper.
That's a great shot for Carter Schwab. He can get in that lane all the time.
Delger fought about 3 from the right corner, fought better of it. Picks up his dribble and deals the ball to Gall. Gall jumps and passes near side to Cook. Joyce on top of him, now returns it to Delger. Into the lane to Wempen, back out to Cook. Trying to shake loose from Joyce. 18 on the shot clock to Wempen. Wempen swishes a 3. 1-point game.
Wow, he almost falls down as he backpedals back. He just knew that was in when he released it. Boy, this Lake Mills team can shoot the 3 ball.
Lake Mills, the #1 3-point shooting team at the top of Iowa West. They've taken 573s this year as the crowd rises to their feet down beneath us. Shot clock off, 12 on the game clock. Bishop Garrigan trying to hold it for one more possession, working on the right side of the court. Joyce at the controls, 6 seconds, deals to Schwab. Schwab squeezes by a defender, barrels inside, he drew the foul. Oh, and he put it in! He put it in with 2 seconds left. A chance for a 3-point play by Carter Schwab as Lake Mills wanted the charge, and they won't get it.
And Wempen is pleading his case. He says, I was just standing there. Schwab ran into me. Delger's over there. Coach Mankey's pleading. Everyone's pleading their case. Now Jackson Gall is pleading the case. The whole Lake Mills team is pleading their case with the official, saying, how can you call that one?
And Coach Mankey is saying, that's 2 that you gave Bishop Garrigan.
These referees are very patient. They're really letting players and everybody have a conversation with them. I don't have time for that. Let's get back to the game.
Well, they're going to let the coaches do their thing here. You don't want to give out too many technicals in a game like this unless you really need to, because those are all momentum changers in a game this close. Schwab, 3 throw, banked it in. The bank is open in Clear Lake. 2 seconds left. 3-quarter court heave by Cook. Almost banked that one in. The bank was not open for Cook there at the end, but what a first half that was. Bishop Garrigan led big early on. They scored the first 7 points. Lake Mills didn't score until the final 3 minutes of the first quarter, but after that, it was a back-and-forth tug-of-war. Halftime here as Bishop Garrigan leads 29-25 from Clear Lake High School and on Home Country Radio, KLGZ.
More Sports Club members bringing you this broadcast.
Tangle Salon for all your cuts, colors, and hair extensions and massage therapy needs.
Grassmasters, growing satisfied customers.
Chemco Tires, your Goodyear dealer in Algona.
Tom Eischen Sales, your store in the country, your local Toro and Steel dealer.
Central Financial Group, where you belong.
Algona Plumbing and Heating, where a good flush always beats a full house.
Neil Albert Electric, flip the switch to Albert Electric.
Helmer's Insurance Agency, stop by for an insurance quote today.
All bringing you this postseason action.
They grow up so fast, and soon enough, they're off to college. But as time goes by, the cost of college continues to rise. You know that college is important, but that expenses may seem out of reach. We can help. I'm Edward Jones, financial advisor, Mackenzie Jorgensen. Let's work together on strategies to help you tackle growing college expenses. Call us at 515-395-4021 to schedule an appointment. Together with Bruce Keith, Jerry Sokup, and Brady Ross, we are your local Edward Jones financial advisors. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Where you bank matters. Hi, I'm Sherry Bacon at Security State Bank, and we're relationship bankers. We get to know our customers and understand their financial needs. We're locally owned and operated, which means family, community, and service always comes first. So come to Security State Bank. We'll treat you like family. Security State Bank in Algona, Burt, and Laverne. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Security State Bank.
More Sports Club members bringing you this broadcast.
Erpelding Boyd and Company CPAs, they're not just about taxes.
Bill's Auto and Truck Repair, service is the difference.
Glenn's Green Thumb, your vision, our green thumb.
Strowman Dental, giving you something to smile about.
Algona Frame and Auto Body, we meet by accident.
Countryside Barbecue Sauce with 2 sauces for all seasons.
Algona Livestock Auction, sales every Monday.
American Glass, for all your glass needs, think American.
Sportsman's Corner, your power sports headquarters.
All bringing you this tournament action.
If you're near retirement or thinking about retiring, you probably have questions. How do you make your savings last? How much should you take out and when? You're ready for retirement, but are your finances? Your Edward Jones financial advisor, Bruce Keith, can help you build a strategy to help make sure your finances keep up with your long-term needs. You've done what it takes to get there. Now it's time to get the most out of retirement. Call me at 515-295-5173 or Jerry Sokup, Mackenzie Jorgensen, and Brady Ross. Together, we are your local Edward Jones financial advisors. Edward Jones, members SIPC.
A big bank can deliver the products you need and the convenience you expect. A small bank can make you feel like family. At Fidelity Bank and Trust, we don't think you should have to choose. Your hometown bankers have roots here. We understand the community and why you want to live here, because we live here too. We're big enough to deliver, yet small enough to care. Fidelity Bank and Trust, your hometown bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Your hometown Fidelity Bank and Trust, located in Bancroft, Iowa.
At Wiffles Hybrids, they're completely focused on developing and producing the very best seed corn on the planet. A snack they've been polishing for more than 70 years, right here in the heart of the Corn Belt. Wiffles Hybrid, one thing done right. For more information, contact Rich Rosenmeyer, Dale Lappy, or Mitchell Carroll at JDR Seed of Wesley, 515-341-2452, or visit wiffles.com.
More Sports Club members bringing you tournament action.
Farm and Home Services, check their listings at farmhomeservices.com.
Styles Salon, your salon in Algona. Create yourself.
Holmes Animal Clinic, caring for your pets, big and small. They love them all.
Daylight Donuts, open early, serving freshly made donuts, rolls, and coffee.
TAFE Wellness Center, Algona and Armstrong, keeping athletes in the game with chiropractic care.
Billy Offerman, your Algona State Farm insurance agent.
All bringing you this postseason action.
That's it for the first half of postseason basketball, presented by your Algona Edward Jones representatives, Bruce Keith, Jerry Sokup, Mackenzie Jorgensen, and Brady Ross. Now to break down the first half, here's Tyler Lance and Beanie Bodie.
One half basketball in the books, and much to be decided here from Clear Lake High School for the Class 1A District 3 Championship game for the third time in 5 years. It's Bishop Garrigan and Lake Mills. Right now, Bishop Garrigan with the advantage, 29-25 over the Lake Mills Bulldogs, but a lot to break down from that first half. Bishop Garrigan scored the first 7 points in this one. Lake Mills started very cold offensively and didn't score their first bucket until under 3 minutes left in the first quarter. After that, though, a back-and-forth slugfest. Bishop Garrigan outscored Lake Mills 12-7 in the first. Lake Mills to 18-17 scoring advantage in the second quarter, and Beanie, Lake Mills started to get hot on three-pointers late in that quarter, but Bishop Garrigan, to their credit, always answered. They were rewarded by their guards taking the ball into the lane, and ones from Michael Joyce and Carter Schwab. Huge to maintaining that lead in the first half.
Yeah, Michael Joyce did a step-back three, swished it, and you could just see all the monkeys that were on that kid's back suddenly fell off, and his game just turned around. He's playing with emotion. He's getting pumped up after shots. Schwab too, so those Garrigan guards really turned it on. But early in the contest, as in the first 2 minutes of the contest, it was all about Garrigan's power game inside. Amari Thomas dominating the inside. Nick Lear cleaning up rebounds. And it looked like Lake Mills was just going to get blown right out of this gym. But their crowd never wavered. They were just waiting because they knew at some point Lake Mills was going to get hot, and they did. Cook just started nailing threes. What a shooter that young man is. And they all shoot the ball relentlessly, no hesitation. So Lake Mills, very dangerous team with that three-point shooting.
And the Bishop Garrigan offense had to evolve. Amari Thomas and Nick Lear both picked up 2 fouls. They spent some time on the bench, so Garrigan played a lot of minutes without either of them. But now in the second half, can they come out refreshed a little bit and maybe try to bully Lake Mills a little bit inside of that size advantage?
Oh, Tyler, I think you're exactly right. Like as much as you don't want to see kids get in foul trouble, Lear and Thomas played the first 5 minutes of the game straight. In fact, Garrigan didn't sub until they brought in Drew Moeller and Trayton Sink at the very end, the last minute of the first quarter. And that's going to tire some guys out. Neither coach wants to sub very much in these games, but you also don't want to have your starters exhausted in the fourth quarter when you really need them. So you got to figure at this point of the season, everyone's in fantastic shape. They've been playing basketball all these months. They're in basketball condition. So, fatigue shouldn't be a factor, but then again, you never know. There's a lot of health stuff going around. There's illness all over the place. I can already tell looking down, some of these kids in Lake Mills maybe don't look their best, but boy, you're playing no matter what on a game like this.
And with the pressure of a game like this, I feel like both teams are playing pretty loose right now. On the Bishop Garrigan side, the fact of the pressure is that Lake Mills has had your number in the postseason, the number over the years. This is the year you finally turned it around. You've gotten the best of Lake Mills, but now the pressure is on to beat them a third time. But I think Garrigan's playing pretty loose right now, and same thing for Lake Mills. They've really been able to channel that, hey, we've been the favorite in the past. This year we're the underdog, but we've got nothing to lose here tonight. It does seem like both teams are playing pretty loose, and that's really created a great environment. It's a pretty good first half basketball.
Yeah, you wouldn't have it any other way in the tournament. These two teams that know each other well over the years, and especially this season, there's not many surprises, just good, hard-nosed, exciting basketball tonight.
Well, we have about 2.5 minutes to go until the start of the second half. Bishop Garrigan right now leading Lake Mills 29-25 on Home Country Radio KLGZ and at the Algona Radio YouTube stream. Second half after these messages on 98.5 FM and AM 1600.
Signworks Inc. has solutions for your signage needs as well as vehicle graphics in all sizes. From a logo on the window to wrapping your entire vehicle, whether it's a banner, magnetic, or building signage, Signworks Inc. strives to provide fast, friendly service. They also are a source for custom screen printing on garments. If they can't provide you with what you need, they will direct you to who can. They are your local resource for signage and screen printing using your ideas and their creativity. Signworks Inc., 1613 East Locust Street, Algona, 295-9544, or email info@signworksinc.com. More Sports Boosters bring you tournament broadcasts.
The Water Connection, from softeners to bottled water and service, call 295-SOFT.
Dance Connection and Tumbling by Michelle. Passionate about teaching, creative about dance.
Cotton Grave Farm Management and Land Realty, trusted for farmland service since 1960.
Good Samaritan Society Algona. Senior housing and services rooted in God's love.
Schindler Lawn Care and Landscaping, 515-320-3840 or schindlerlawncare@gmail.com.
All bringing you this tournament action. Postseason sports action brought to you by
Lentz Funeral Home, someone who cares and understands.
Nielsen Trucking, your project is their priority.
Murphy Farm Services, your local Generac and Cummins sales and service dealer in Algona.
State Line Cooperative, real people, real pride.
The Market, be happy, shop the Market.
Al Lovig Marine, your local Mercury Repower Center in Wesley.
Steinman Insulation and Roofing in Wesley, they have you covered.
Johnny's Bar and Grill in Wesley, all you can eat roasted chicken on Tuesday nights.
Bringing you postseason action.
Your 401k is likely one of your most important assets, but it's only one part of a comprehensive retirement strategy. Edward Jones can help you understand how your retirement assets fit into your entire retirement picture so you can work towards meeting your unique retirement goals. Contact myself, Brady Ross, at 515-295-7763. Together with Bruce Keith, Jerry Sokup, and Mackenzie Jorgensen, we are your local Edward Jones financial advisors. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Second half of basketball action on Home Country Radio KLGZ as postseason basketball is presented to you by Edward Jones representatives Bruce Keith, Mackenzie Jorgensen, Jerry Sokup, and Brady Ross. Bishop Garrigan on top of Lake Mills 29-25 in the Class 1A District 3 Championship game from Clear Lake High School. The winner of this one will play the winner of Newman Catholic and St. Edmund on Saturday night for a chance to go to Wells Fargo Arena. That's a place Bishop Garrigan's been 4 times in their program history. Lake Mills has been there 4 out of the past 5 years. 6 total in school history. Schwab, an early three-point ball, too strong. Rebound tapped around out of the hands of Thomas and into the hands of Gall for Lake Mills. First possession for Lake Mills will start with a Cook free from straight down the barrel, off glass and nothing else. Rebound deflects into Weapons' hands, returns to Cook, tries again, that one rims out, and rebound is dropped out of bounds by Jetson, who had it and couldn't control it.
Well, Lake Mills gets the first 3 rebounds of the third quarter. They're changing that strategy. And Tyler, did we even have a halftime? That first half wore me out. I'm not ready to go for the second half yet. It's we need another break.
It was an emotional first half. Both crowds going crazy. You got to love these neutral site games where both fan bases come out in big numbers. As we're here at Clear Lake High School, Joyce bounce pass, and that one is kicked by Wempen. Bishop Garrigan will keep it and get a fresh 35 on the shot clock.
You can see players just trying to get their legs back into the game. Schwab took a 3, missed pretty badly. Cook took a 3, missed even worse. They're just got to get back into rhythm again after the high-energy first half.
Yeah, it was almost a shame the first half came to an end, but I'm sure the players needed to rest as Thomas gets a post touch. He leans back, he put it in, and he drew the foul. Amari Thomas goes beast mode and has a chance for a 3-point play.
Oh, just like the beginning of the game, they worked that into the baseline. Thomas does the work, gets rewarded with the and one.
Thomas, the best free throw shooter percentage-wise on Bishop Garrigan this year. We've talked all season about how it was a huge improvement over last year when he shot under 48%, and he makes that one too to make it 32-25.
Boy, and that didn't just happen. We've seen him putting in the work, right, Tyler?
9 points by Amari Thomas. We've seen him after games shooting in the gym, taking his free throw shots, and not settling for the percentages he's at. As Lake Mills has the ball, it is Wempen working past Lear. He goes into Thomas. Thomas stayed vertical, and Wempen missed on the shot, but got his own miss back and brings it back outside. Great job by Thomas not picking up his third personal as Gall drives, Gall runner, Gall missed it right, and Lear snatches down the rebound. Joyce up the right side of the court, weaves into the middle, gets it off to Schwab. Schwab right back to Joyce. Joyce penetrating towards the lane and dealing out to Furch, back into Thomas on the right block. Thomas deals outside to Joyce with 22 on the shot clock. Gets the pick by Thomas. Joyce heads around towards the right. Jump stopping in the paint and losing the basketball as Lake Mills picked his pocket and Furch took it right back. Deflects to Lear. Rises for a jumper. Too high off glass. Got his own miss back and Lear missed on the follow. Batted out to Schwab though. Third opportunity Golden Bears. Joyce works into the corner and Bishop Garrigan can take some time here for fresh 35. Schwab back to Joyce with Wempen in his face. Baseline to Furch, whips it out to Schwab. Rips the trigger on a 3, missed left. Fight for the rebound, and that's a foul on Lear. His third personal going over the back of Wempen.
Boy, Wempen is pumped up. He's pushing Jackson Gall away. Those guys are working so hard rebounding, and they're trying to communicate something. They are not seeing eye to eye, guys on the same team, so they got to straighten that out. But Wempen is doing all the work inside. He's trying to fight these big guys for Garrigan for the rebounds, and I think it's wearing on him a little bit.
Jensen will check out for Lake Mills. Helgeland back into the ball game. 5:46 on the clock in the third quarter. 32-25 Bishop Garrigan as the Golden Bears have never trailed so far in this one. Wempen delivers the ball to Helgeland. Looks inside and whips it over to Delger. The catch, the shot, the make by Delger. 32-28. Lake Mills refuses to go away. This Lake Mills Bulldog team takes about 47% of their shot attempts from three-point land as the pass into Thomas. Congested and out of bounds. Lake Mills had bodies all over Thomas and he couldn't make the clean catch.
Oh, and Lake Mills is saying Joyce just chucked up a shot after when the ball was dead, and they're saying that's not allowed, and people are very upset about that. But going back to the play here, you know, a lot of teams work plays to get the ball inside. Lake Mills works plays to get the ball outside and shoot those threes.
They certainly do. That last play could have easily been a delay of game warning on Joyce, but they let that one go as it's lobbed out to Delger. Lake Mills now has Cook on the wing. Their number one three-point shot generator. Thought about pulling from way downtown, gives it off to Gall instead. Across the foul line towards the right. Now it's Wempen taking it downhill. Wempen on the rack attack, and he scored. 2-point game. That is 5 straight points by Lake Mills.
No chance for Garrigan to get that rebound when they make that first shot, and that was a smooth drive by Wempen.
32-30 Bishop Garrigan. 4:43 left in the third quarter of the District 3 championship game. Lear's posting up inside against Wempen. Golden Bears don't find him. They'll work it around the perimeter instead. Joyce to Thomas at the foul line. To Schwab, now to Furch, inside of Lear in a double team. Ball is peeled away by Helgeland and a foul on the play. Helgeland got the wrist of Nick Lear as that ball went down on the ground and Lear tried to get it back.
Oh, Nick Lear got away with it. You know, you teach those posts to keep that ball up above your head, but he put the ball on the floor. Immediately the Lake Mills Bulldogs had hands all over the place on that ball and pick up a foul, but Lear protected the ball.
Senior Drew Mahler into the ball game for Nick Lear. Schwab on the left wing, feeding Thomas, posting up inside, forced down to the baseline, works back out to Schwab. Schwab right across the lane, deals out to Furch. He'll release, he'll airball the free. Thomas deflects it right to Mahler. Mahler can't set it in. Thomas another opportunity, hooks it up. Oh, he spun it in! What a play by Amari Thomas, and he drew the foul. He pumps his fist. 34-30 Bishop Garrigan.
Talk about team rebounding. Drew Mahler gets that first rebound. His putback doesn't go. Amari Thomas fights even harder for the rebound. His putback looks like it's not going to go, but then it goes in.
Well, Thomas is really good at squaring up to the bucket when he has a chance to do it, but his ability to make off-platform shots this year has greatly improved, and he hits another free throw, 35-30.
Another made free throw. That's fantastic free throw improvement by Amari Thomas between the 2 years.
12 points now by Thomas. Thomas has led Bishop Garrigan in scoring 9 different games this season. Here's Gall on the drive the other direction, halfway through the third quarter. Deals out to Cook, ball squeezes through his hands, but Cook tracks it down near half court. Bishop Garrigan's been a great third quarter team this season. In 23 games, they've outscored their opponent in all but 4. 3-point ball by Cook, left it short off the front of the cup. Helgland volleyballs the rebound to himself, but Joyce got the knock away. He dove on top of it, and that'll be a tie-up off the hustle play by Michael Joyce. The battle of number 11 jerseys right there, and possession arrow towards Lake Mills.
Was that Cook with the rebound? Because there was one Lake Mills Bulldog in between 4 Bishop Garrigan Bears, and somehow that guy came up with the ball.
I thought that was Helgland,
but
maybe I misidentified
whoever it was,
from up here.
I couldn't see him because he was lost in the trees.
Especially for the size of Bishop Garrigan, as Gall looks, lobs it into Delger, whips it into the corner to Wempen. Wempen fading back, three-pointer is well short, and into the pocket of Thomas on the rebound. Bishop Garrigan locates Michael Joyce, who has scored 10 points so far today, all in the first half. Thomas in the post, out to Furch. Bishop Garrigan really trying to force the ball inside as they work it around the perimeter. They've gotten Thomas a ton of action here in the third. 19 on the shot clock for Joyce, working out top. Delger went for the fake on the steal. Rotation around the perimeter. Furch in the corner. There's the three-point shot! Always an answer for this Bishop Garrigan team, and Lake Mills calls a 60-second timeout. Bishop Garrigan restores an 8-point lead from Clear Lake High School, 38-30 on KLGZ 98.5 FM and AM 1600.
Is your student athlete on the injured list? We can help. This is Wendy Wagner, Physical Therapy Assistant at Kasuth Regional Health Center. As a former student athlete and coach, I want to help you get back in the game feeling healthy and injury-free. Our staff works closely with local healthcare providers and specialists throughout the area for a recovery plan that works for you. Best of luck to all our area athletes this season. We will be cheering for you.
Kasuth Regional Health Center, your home for healthcare.
Postseason tournament sports brought to you by
Grand Jeanette Jewelry. Think inside the box.
Miller's Bar and Grill. Savor the flavor in every bite.
Lance and Tracy Ludwig, your Channel C dealer in Wesley.
Shoemaker Well and Water Care. Water for life. Purity guaranteed.
Goshi Custom Cabinets in Bancroft. Creativity that fits your space.
Triple W Livestock in Wesley. Embrace the livestock lifestyle.
Elgona Feed Store. Feed for all kinds of animals.
From our homestead to yours, you'll find what you need at the Homestead Country Store.
All bringing you this broadcast.
Bishop Garrigan retaking momentum with the Tate Furch three-pointer. Bishop Garrigan 38, Lake Mills 30. 3:09 left in the third quarter in the district championship game from Clear Lake. Right wing free by Cook, in and out. Cook has had 4 shots that have gone about halfway down, and the rim just spits it back out.
Big possession for the Bears if they can use the shot clock and get a bucket at the end here with 3 minutes left to go in the quarter.
Joyce deep in the right wing, delivers the ball to Schwab in front of the Garrigan bench. Right back to Joyce. Back to Schwab. The Garrigan Jr. looks inside to Thomas. Top of the arc to Joyce. He fakes, gets to the foul line. Joyce shot, finds the bottom of the net.
That is rehearsal in practice. Boy, that he just does that shot fake, and it's almost a guarantee on the jumper.
You are watching a master at work right now. Helgland goes underneath against Muller, and he draws the foul. Michael Joyce of 12 points, and the hot shooting is back, but Helgland briefly quells the momentum as he'll shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah, Muller was straight up there, but Helgland did a good job of creating contact. Muller gets dinged for the foul, his first.
Lake Mills is a team number 7 out of 9 teams in the conference with a 57% free throw shooting percentage, but Helgland good again. Helgland nice night at the foul line as he's knocked down 3 free throws for Lake Mills.
You know, one thing I'll say about Lake Mills is if they're not hitting their threes, they just keep shooting them. But they also pepper that in with a lot of aggressive drives to the basket by the guards.
Yeah, and you're hoping if you're Lake Mills, it'll create some inside-out three-point shots where the guards can kick it back out, and you've got plenty of three-point shooters sitting out there to spot up beyond the arc. Joyce gets by Delger. He gets inside, scoops it up. He put it in again and drew the foul. Michael Joyce is in a zone tonight, ladies and gents. 14 points by the Garrigan sophomore, and he'll shoot for a chance at a three-point play.
Delger and the Lake Mills guards to try to do a little full-court press, and Michael Joyce did what we saw his older sister Molly do so many times on the girls' side of the things. Just take it coast to coast and make them pay.
And the Joyces have done this really well, too. They really move their body well when their body's in the air. They're really kind of able to angle themselves once they get off the ground and avoid the defense as Joyce knocks down the free throw to make it 43-32.
There's a couple guys like Thomas and Joyce look more comfortable after they jump.
Well, don't look now, folks, but it's another big third quarter by Bishop Garrigan. They came in leading by 4. Delger on the rack attack, missed just about everything. Mahler dives on the rebound, trying to recover the fumble. Ball rolls out of bounds, and it's thrown back in by Delger, but right to Thomas. The players were playing Twister on the floor that time, but eventually Bishop Garrigan comes out with the basketball. Schwab, he pulls for 3, in and out. The rim spits it back out, and Wempen parachutes in for the rebound.
Oh, that looked good. Another shot that's halfway down.
The give and go to Wempen, slicing aside. The swap by Amari Thomas as he expunges Wempen from the lane. Now Schwab, corner to Furch. Right back to Schwab as Garrigan will work it to Joyce. Joyce on the drive, scoops it up, off the front of the rim. Thomas bats the rebound around, and Lake Mills last touched it as the Lake Mills players will protest that call.
They're saying that Thomas hit it last. He's working hard down there. He's working hard on both ends. What a great block by Amari Thomas on the defensive end. He's got a lot of family contingent over there. Boy, they erupted when he swatted that ball.
Yeah, dunks, crossovers, blocks, those are all big momentum-changing plays, and Garrigan can do some of all of that. Schwab passes left side to Furch. Squares up. 3-point shot. It's good! Tate Furch again! 46-32, and Garrigan has blown it open. Listen to the Bishop Garrigan crowd across from us. Lake Mills takes a 30-second timeout, 46-32. Beanie, I don't know what Garrigan does at halftime, but whatever they do, it always seems to work.
Well, we talked off the air how these Garrigan players, they thrive on emotion. And once they get it going, they just turn it into a different level. They all start looking for that big shot. Tate Furch a moment ago just was looking for that big three-pointer, and he got it. Schwab was looking for that big three-pointer. He shot it and missed it, but all of them just want that big shot. Joyce drives hard. So now that they got that momentum in their favor, their game just gets so much better because they play with so much more confidence, and they want that emotional reward. After every make, we see them celebrating like they just hit the Final Four winning shot. But, but that's what they love. That's what keeps them going. So more power to them. Lake Mills, by the way, they're looking discombobulated. Not a lot of gelling going on there.
Lake Mills has only scored 7 points so far this quarter. Their 8-game win streak in serious jeopardy right now in the district championship, but still lots of time to go. You can't let off here for Bishop Garrigan because Lake Mills will bury 3-point shots and get back into it if you do that. Lake Mills' 8-game win streak. They beat Norfolk Kensett twice and Forest City once during this winning streak. 1 minute left in the quarter. Delger on the crossover, the drive, the help defense by Mahler. Got there a half step late, and Delger draws the fouls. He'll shoot 2.
Oh, interesting. I mean, they just set that isolation up for Delger. You know, he's smallest guy on the floor by far. Coach Mankey, I guess, is all confident with him being able to create, and he did it. He got to the basket, gets himself to the free throw line.
Well, that foul does go to Nick Lear, and that is his 4th personal foul, so goal accomplished for Lake Mills to get one of Garrigan's bigs in big-time foul trouble. Delger free throw, and he finds the bottom of the net, 46-33.
You know, Lake Mills is going to start looking for an answer. Who on their team? And history must say for them, it's Delger, because they totally went to him on that possession.
He has tormented the Golden Bears over the seasons, and Lake Mills really missed him in that final regular season game that Bishop Garrigan won 60-51. That was part of the games that Delger missed. As
Heglin's going to have to come out. I think he must have blood on his jersey. And they're going to have to stop the game, and I believe he gets to come back in the game since it's a free throw situation, but they're going to get him cleaned up.
They are going to bring Wempen in off the bench anyways, just take the full time to wrap up his knee, which is where the blood is coming from. It's a physical game, folks. Even though Lake Mills shoots a lot of threes, there's definitely some banging around going on inside the paint as well.
Yeah, there's no pretending anymore. Basketball just is another contact sport.
Delger, the 71% free throw shooter, misses. The ball trickles off to the right into the pocket of Michael Joyce. Threads the pass to Schwab. Delger pursuing. Schwab deals corner to Mahler. The sidestep, but Delger stays in front with 47 seconds left in the quarter. Now Furch will bring the ball back outside to the right of the Clear Lake logo. Now on to Michael Joyce. 18 on the shot clock as Joyce will get the basketball in the center of the court. Lake Mills in that 2-3 zone. Furch back to Joyce, 12 on the shot clock. Joyce holds it over his head of 9 on the shot clock. He backs up, and we have a 3-second violation against Bishop Garrigan. And they will call Drew Moeller on that one. So one final possession here for Lake Mills potentially as Trayton Sink checks in for Carter Schwab. Shot clock is off, 29 on the game clock. It has been a Bishop Garrigan third quarter, but Lake Mills could feel better about themselves here if they're able to generate one final shot in this quarter. Gall will bring a ball across half court for Lake Mills. Bishop Garrigan led by 15 points by Joyce, 12 by Thomas, and 11 by Furch. The handoff to Wempen, top of the arc. Delivers the ball to Gall, 16 on the game clock. Lake Mills perfectly content here to work for the final shot. Gall gives it off to Cook. Cook pump fakes. He drives left, he spins. He works into the paint against Furch. Thomas with good help. Defense pokes it away. The feed underneath to Jensen. Missed on the point blanker. Tries to tip it and keep it alive, but it's to Sink. Sink heaves it up and it is short, and the third quarter is over. But it's another dominant third quarter by the Bishop Garrigan Golden Bears. They are 8 minutes away from the sub-state game. Can they hold on? Bishop Garrigan by 13 right now on KLGZ Home Country Radio.
Postseason sports coverage brought to you by
West Bend Community Lumber, your local Marvin and Birch dealers.
Innovation Salon and Spa for your Aveda and massage needs.
Wine and Spirits, locally owned at 111 South Phillip Street.
Algona Manor Care Center, your home away from home with quality care.
Mansky Farm Drainage, providing top quality professional service to the area since 1969.
Fairway Meat and Grocery, everything's easier, fresher, and faster with Algona Fairway, all bringing you postseason coverage. Postseason sports coverage brought to you by
Rothler Electric. Don't be left in the dark. Call 515-295-7117 today.
Miller Construction, proud supporter of student athletes.
Emeralds, featuring your favorite steaks and seafood, a great salad bar, and more.
Miro Financial Services, agents Dave Beisch, Michael Tull, and Daniel Foth.
Feed Mill Coffee Company, Algona's locally owned coffee shop.
Lichter's Garage Opener Service and new installations, a reputation you can trust.
All bringing you this postseason action.
Start of the fourth quarter from Clear Lake High School. The Lake Mills Bulldogs and the Bishop Garrigan Golden Bears playing for the district title. Bishop Garrigan up 46-33 as the Lake Mills crowd barking down beneath us in the student section. Postseason basketball on KLGC presented to you by your Edward Jones representatives in Algona as Michael Joyce has the ball working on the left side of the court for Bishop Garrigan. Bounce pass to Furch. Lobs it across to Schwab, now quickly delivers the ball to Joyce. Rotates to Furch, into Thomas, back out to Furch. Lets it fly in the in and out. He switched it! He switched it again! Mr. Big Moment has another free. Cook free, can't answer. Schwab rebounds.
Wow, what a start to the fourth quarter by Furch. He had a hand in the face as well. He wasn't wide open, but he was ready to shoot. Smooth release.
He has been locked in tonight, ladies and gents. This Bishop Garrigan team, several players in double figures tonight, 3 of them led by Joyce at 15. Schwab not far behind with 8 as he has the ball on the string right now. Schwab at the foul line, pivots around and slings it to Furch. He drives by Cook on the rack attack. Oh, and the swat. Jackson Gall came out of nowhere.
Well, the points by Furch, 14 points are points that Garrigan doesn't always count on. If they can get them, boy, it's just sweet. But Furch playing great here tonight with that three-point shot from the corner.
He's in playoff mode, folks. Tate Furch had a career high of 20 in that opening playoff win against Rockford. Schwab in the corner, he's running out of time. He's got to move, he spins, he drives, he reverses, he scores! Carter Schwab putting on a magic act. 10 points by Schwab. Gall the other way against Sink. Gall pivots towards the right, fights at the shot through Sink, and he drew the foul.
Boy, Jackson Gall does not look for the shot. He is much more of an assist guy. He much prefer to pass to an open teammate. But now we see him when the season on the line. He looks like he's going to start looking for that shot as he gets to the basket there.
And that's the thing. This is a senior-laden Lake Mills team, and down the stretch here, you're looking for Gall to make big plays and Kane Cook to make big plays as well as Gall converts on the foul shot.
6:43 left in this game. That clock's going to start feeling like it's ticking mighty fast for the Lake Mills Bulldogs.
Well, Gall's just a 41% free throw shooter. He actually shoots 41% from the field as well, but makes 1 of 2. Sink snatches the rebound as it trickles off to the right. Schwab 1-on-1 of Cook. Schwab scoops it up. Missed on the shot. Came in a little slow that time, and Helgland controls the rebound. And we have a official timeout here. Oh, they called a flop warning on that play. They are calling a flop warning on the play.
And Coach Mankey is saying, you just stopped us from getting a bucket because Lake Mills went down and made a layup.
Both coaches are arguing with the official. Coach Meister is saying, how's that a flop? And Coach Mankey is saying, how can you stop our transition here?
Yeah, at least wait till we get the bucket and then call a flop. And I don't know who's right. I'm no official. I don't know the rule book. But the official blew the play dead as Lake Mills was making a layup. And Lake Mills will have to take the ball out of bounds, and Schwab will get a flop warning.
Say whether the calls are right or they're not, it's hard to tell from up here in the press box, but there's a foul on the play as Schwab tried to go through a screen there, but it's hard to tell from up here, but I will say, I don't think either coach is going to invite the officials out to coffee tomorrow morning.
Oh, Tyler, these coaches love you. You're covering their sport. You're making it fun. These kids are loving it. Lake Mills looks like they're setting up with a 3 low, and they're going to try to launch some three-pointers here.
That's what they do most. Lake Mills shoots a ton of three-point shots. As Delger works his back to the bucket. Outside to goal now, round to the right to Wempen. No three-pointer available as Schwab cuts him off. Lake Mills attempting 26 three-point shots per game, so they'll try to get Cook loose here. Cook working to the foul line, shovels it out to Wempen. Golden Bears try to take the perimeter away. Wempen sidesteps, missed the three-pointer left. Schwab reels in the rebound.
That's a big win for Garrigan. They took 25 seconds and got no points. 6 minutes left in the game.
51-34 Bishop Garrigan in this district championship game. The winner moving on to face either Newman Catholic or St. Edmund on Saturday night. Into Thomas, deep in the post, power dribbles, fights it up and missed on the shot. Sink got the rebound briefly, but Helgland took it back away. Lake Mills working on the right side of the court now. Gall will fake the handoff. He'll work around towards the baseline. He goes all the way through. He powers in. Sink held strong. Gall got his miss back and put it in as he pumps the right fist.
Well, not a lot of teamwork for Lake Mills, just player by player trying to score.
51-36, 5:25 on the clock. Joyce bounce pass up ahead to Thomas. Now corner to Furch. Cooking Furch's face as he'll give the ball to Joyce in front of the Garrigan bench. Joyce accelerates and then stops. Works left around the foul line. Pivots and slings it over to Furch on the right wing. Fouled out pulling. He'll drive in instead and stop at the foul line. To Thomas, back to Furch. 7 on the shot clock. Sink into the lane. Sink up and under. Jump shot. Sink. Rims out. Thomas rebounds. Fights it back up. He put it in. He got fouled again. And a little shimmy by Amari Thomas after the bucket.
Oh, wow. I think he actually got fouled on the arm when he was starting to elevate, but he good ball control, held on tight, and finished the shot after the whistle. Got a little extended play there. Nice job, Amari.
Oh, man, you'll love to see that, Beanie. Garrigan's making shots. They're having a balanced offense inside and out. They're dancing. They're celebrating all the dance moves, and they're leading Lake Mills here 53-36.
I wish this was a sub-state game. Boy, they are really feeling it. They're making me do some math here, but boy, up big, up 17 here, 4:57. Oh, you're just starting to smell the bacon for Bishop Garrigan.
What a second half of this has been as Thomas finally misses a free throw. He's been great at the foul line tonight. That's his first miss. And Lake Mills controls the rebound. 4:51 left in the fourth quarter. Bishop Garrigan trying to slam the door shut here in Clear Lake. Lake Mills has gotten Bishop Garrigan in 2 district title games in the past 5 years. Garrigan trying to return the favor. Delger the pump fake, the shot, and the foul. And that is going to be on Joyce. Lear says that on me, but no, that was a clean Lear block. Foul on Joyce that time.
Lear's very lead. He says, I got all ball. Wow. Tyler, we've talked about Furch's 14 points and his offensive greatness tonight, but he has been the defender on Cook. And Cook is their three-point guy that can bring it back in. And you can tell the Garrigan coaches say, Tate, your only job is don't let that guy get the ball. And he's doing a whale of a job defensively, keeping the three-point ace from getting a handle.
Cook has 8 points tonight, and that's actually not so bad for the Bishop Garrigan defense. He's averaging 14 per game. As we saw in the first matchup, he can get hot in a hurry, so that's a good call there on Tate Furch's defense as Delger makes both free throw shots. 53-38. Give Delger 9 points, the Lake Mills junior, and Lake Mills now wants to press Bishop Garrigan. Golden Bears have the ball handling to do it as Joyce accelerates into the front court. Weaved by defenders, almost lost the ball. It was right in front of Cook there for a second, but he couldn't take it. Joyce spins away from traffic. Euro stepping into the paint. And are they going to call travel? Yes, they are.
Well, Lake Mills getting desperate, trying to be a little bit frenetic on their press. They got Joyce a little accelerated. He almost lost it, kind of dribbled it off his leg a second there. And Garrigan needs to just calm down, work that half-court offense, and let the clock be their friend.
Approaching the halfway mark of the fourth quarter, Lake Mills works on the right side of the court. Delger whips the pass top of the arc to Gall. Now shovels it back outside to Delger. Steps back, works around against Joyce. Spins into the paint. He fades back, one-legged J. Delger line drives it in. 13-point game right now. 4 minutes left in the quarter. Schwab shadowed by Gall in the backcourt. And he'll get easily across the Clear Lake logo at midcourt. And we have a timeout called by Coach Meister on the Bishop Garrigan bench. 3:51 left in this one. Can the Golden Bears punch their ticket to the sub-state game? We'll find out next. 53-40 Bishop Garrigan on KLGZ Home Country Radio.
More postseason sports boosters.
Farmer State Bank, a strong history, a bright future.
Algona Municipal Utilities, community owned for community benefit.
Hormel, playing an important role in America's food supply chain.
Algona Chamber of Commerce, we put the go in Algona.
River Road Golf Club, your friends go here.
Cook's Scrap Iron and Metal, home of your new steel and welding supplies.
Prism Wealth Advisors, your roadmap to financial freedom.
Steyer Flooring, home of the Floorinator.
All bringing you postseason action.
More postseason sponsors.
Miller Sports and Service, specializing in Kawasaki and Kimco ATVs and UTVs, also offering Aluma trailers.
Northwest Bank, commitment you can bank on.
Electronic Specialties, North Iowa's communication specialist since 1961.
Murphy Realty and Management, serving Algona and the surrounding areas.
Snap-on Tools, the most valued tool storage solutions in the world.
Carroll Implement of Laverne, serving area farming communities for over 50 years.
All bringing you postseason action.
To Clear Lake High School for postseason basketball action, presented to you by Edward Jones. Bishop Garrigan on top of Lake Mills 53-40 as the Golden Bears have the rock right now, trying to finally fell Lake Mills in a district title game after Lake Mills has gotten Garrigan a couple of times recently. Ball batted out of bounds. Helgeland denied the entry pass from Thomas.
Well, good timeout by the coaches, knowing that Lake Mills was putting on such extreme pressure. And Garrigan looked a little tense. They needed to just calm the nerves and come up with a plan.
Lear playing with 4 fouls, catches in the lane, hooks it with the right hand, and goes off glass for 2.
Nice shot. Lear gets his first 2 points at a great moment.
Now Cook on the wing, trying to shake loose again for Lake Mills. Furch chasing him all around the floor. Cook works inside, fades back for a 2, and that settles into the cup. Garrigan will take that shot, though, from Cook. It's not a 3, and it's 55-42. And that was a tough shot, too, by Cook as Joyce weaves past 2 purple-wearing defenders and gets the ball back on the front court. 3:15 left. Cue up the semi-sonic because it's closing time here for Bishop Garrigan. Joyce pivots around. He's trapped, but he throws it away to Lear just inside of half court. Works to Schwab, into Thomas. Thomas got loose. Defender jumps by. Thomas spun crazily under the bucket, but got it outside to Joyce. Now 9 on the shot clock. Joyce slicing into the lane. Joyce floats. Missed on the shot with a soft touch. Got it back, and he drew the foul. Bishop Garrigan once again all over the offensive glass.
What a fantastic possession. They used that entire shot clock down to just a few ticks left on there. Joyce misses a shot, but gets his own rebound. I only wish he was able to kick that out so they could run another 35 seconds off the clock, because now all the Garrigan fans in the stands just keep checking that clock, trying to count down to the next game.
Well, Coach Schwab loving it in the crowd, giving Joyce a standing ovation as he missed the first free throw. And Coach Schwab for the girls team has a big game tomorrow night, beating as Bishop Garrigan's girls take on St. Ansgar in the regional final. A trip to Wells Fargo on the line in that one is we're going to be at Mason City. We're not going to be too far from here.
Yeah, Brandon Schwab is a basketball fiend. I wonder if he likes watching his son play on the boys team or his girls team. Like, I wonder if it's an even race.
Joyce misses both free throws. Probably say it's a tie. It's like picking between children. Here's the drive to the bucket by Gall. Got there quickly for 2. Oh, man, Garrigan almost threw it away there. They're going to say Lake Mills deflected it. Golden Bears will keep it.
Well, Jackson Gall, or no, I'm sorry. It was Cook. Tipped the ball, and he said it went off Furch, but referee says, no, that went off you.
You got to stay composed here for Garrigan. That last possession, that was too easy of a drive by Gall, and then nearly a turnover. As Joyce flings it up ahead to Schwab. Look out, that was almost thrown away too. Schwab out to Furch. Garrigan will work some clock here as he returns the ball to Joyce. Lake Mills will soon be having to make a decision as Schwab shovels to Sink, and they're going to foul Sink. Smart there, they got it out of Schwab's hands. Not that Sink's a bad free throw shooter, but he's taken very few free throws this year, so that was not quite yet enough to put Garrigan in the bonus, though. I think it was only 4 on Lake Mills.
Where the Lake Mills crowd still feeling like they got a good chance here, but the time is ticking, and every call is looking bad to them.
Actually, they'll say 3 on Lake Mills. Into Thomas. Thomas, soft touch of the bucket and scores off the inbounds.
Beautiful set play. Alley-oop to Thomas.
16 points by Thomas. Cook releases the tray, knocks it down. Lake Mills needed that. It's a 10-point game, and Coach Mankey will take a timeout as we'll keep it right here of 2:13 left. Lake Mills taking quick shots on offense, and the past 2 possessions, they've gotten them to go.
Yeah, boy, this is a good timeout for Garrigan, even though it was called by Coach Mankey, because Garrigan has to be ready for probably the toughest press they've ever seen this season in this last 2 minutes, especially coming out of this timeout. So Garrigan coaches right now drawing up a way to screen, get the ball handlers open. So far, that's been Michael Joyce, but Carter Schwab, Tate Furch also going to handle that ball. Someone's going to get fouled here a lot in the last 2 minutes, and you certainly want it to be your best free throw shooters.
Well, Bulldogs don't like to be backed into a corner. They snarl and they try to bite your ankles and get out of the corner. So can Garrigan keep them pinned here in a double-digit deficit? As we'll find that out over the final 2:13 of the game.
Well, a great option for Garrigan here, because of his great work in the offseason and during the season, is Amari Thomas can go up and get that ball. So you put him down there on the free throw line, you throw it up, let him go get it, let him foul Amari, and send him to the line. So Garrigan has a lot of anecdotes to whatever potion Lake Mills is going to throw at him here.
That's a good point. Last year would have been a hack-a-shack type of situation, but this year if you foul Amari Thomas, you're giving up free points essentially. There are 4 scores in double digits right now for Bishop Garrigan. 16 points by Thomas, 15 by Joyce, 14 by Furch, and 10 by Schwab. 13 points for Cook on the Lake Mills side of things.
Garrigan is going to do that. They've got Amari Thomas right there on the free throw line. Looks like he's going to be a screener.
Furch can run the baseline and delivers the pass into Schwab. Here comes the double team approaching Schwab, so unloaded to Joyce. Now the double team Joyce. Shovels back to Schwab. 4 seconds to get it up ahead. Joyce in trouble in the backcourt. 2 seconds, and Garrigan needs a timeout. It was about to be a 10-second call, and Coach Meister had to take a timeout. So they need a new plan there to break the press because that did not work.
Well, so the shot clock went down to 26. I'm going to expose my lack of knowledge here, but will they take it back out on the end? I wonder where Garrigan's going to get the ball after that timeout. That's going to be a big difference, and that's what the Lake Mills team is asking too. Like, where we're going to set up our press.
I was going to say, I think it's got to be on the end. Garrigan never really got that ball anywhere, so I think they've got to do the baseline inbounds again here, if I understand correctly. But in any case, you just got to get it in clean here, get it up quick. And you've got good free throw shooters on the floor. You don't really have a free throw shooter who you're worried about being fouled. You pretty much trust any guy on the floor right now to get some free throw shots off if Garrigan gets the ball across half court.
Garrigan still has two timeouts in the case that they should get in any trouble. Lake Mills clinging to one final timeout.
Furch will be the inbounder as Cook guards the inbounds pass. As we'll get it into Schwab. Schwab will split 2 defenders. Lake Mills very physical on Schwab. Will get it up to Joyce, and Joyce steps across half court, and then he is bumped by Wempin on the blocking foul with 1:56 remaining. That is number 4 on Lake Mills.
And that used a lot of that shot clock, which is now reset to 35 on the foul.
And that's also foul number 4 on Wempin, so if you're Lake Mills here, you've got to be selective as to who does the fouling if you so choose to do that. Into Joyce in the corner, swarmed by Delger. Lake Mills wants to trap Joyce. He senses it coming. He drives. Tried to drop it off for Sink. Sink dropped the ball, but shoveled it outside as Garrigan maintains possession. Schwab, a quick 3. Boy, they had a lot of time on the shot clock there. I don't know if that's a good shot for Garrigan. And running another way is Delger. Poke away by Joyce, though. Delger trying to pick it back up. Thomas dives in there. What a hustle play and a tie-up. Possession arrow towards Lake Mills, though.
Wow. What a series here. Still a 10-point lead, 1:38 to go.
Lake Mills desperate for points on every single possession here. You've got to be about perfect if you're Lake Mills. Mahler checks in. Sink checks out. A 4-senior sub for Bishop Garrigan. These seniors have lost a lot of games against Lake Mills over the years, but this year trying to win all 3 against the Lake Mills Bulldogs. Lake Mills overall 17-8 against Bishop Garrigan since 2013, but the Golden Bears have really emerged this season to a category of their own with a 20-3 record.
Yes, and I know it's a big game because it's the tournament, but I can't imagine years of losing to Lake Mills aren't a reason that Garrigan is playing so hard tonight.
Just extra fuel on the fire for Bishop Garrigan. Trying to get to 1 game shy of Wells Fargo, the sub-state game coming up on Saturday if Garrigan can hang on. Underneath it is Jensen. Jensen, great adjustment underneath, and he sets it in. 57-49. Much like the most recent matchup when Garrigan got up big, Lake Mills is not going away easily. Furch wings it up ahead to Mahler, catches in the front court. Mahler left alone, and they'll be forced to foul. They dared Mahler to shoot the jumper there, and Mahler wisely ate the ball and took the foul.
You know, as a coach, as a player, you always look at these games and think, well, what if we do this? And then when it's over, you say, what if we would have done this? Jensen has been really good around the baseline for Lake Mills, but when they got behind, he went out to the bench because they needed points. And boy, they really missed him. And now he's going to exit again for Hegland.
Mahler will cash in on the 3-point ball. Hegland into the game, Jensen out. 58-49, Bishop Garrigan with 1:09 left. Garrigan consented here as Mahler will try another free throw. Mahler 5 out of 7 at the line coming into tonight. 2 clutch foul shots by Mahler. 10-point lead restored. 4-possession game. And
Now,
Sink comes back in for defense.
Yeah, they do a little offense-defense with Muller and Sink, the seniors.
Lake Mills will roll the ball up to save time, and Cole finally has to pick it up. Accelerates and gives to Delger. Delger coming downhill, sidesteps Joyce, rolls it up and rolls it in. 59-51. Delger into double digits for Lake Mills. Here's Joyce splitting 2 defenders. He got pushed from behind by Delger, and Garrigan is in the bonus. 2 free throws here for Michael Joyce. This will be drawn out here with the final 57 seconds. Garrigan will be forced to make foul shots, but Joyce, an excellent free throw shooter to have at the line at over 64%, and having a revival type of game tonight with 15 points. Foul line jump shot up and good. 60-51 Bishop Garrigan. It's amazing how similar the 3 scores between these teams have been. First matchup, Garrigan wins 63-51. Second matchup, Garrigan wins 60-51. Tonight, they're up 61-51 after the Joyce foul shot. Different ways of getting there, but it's about the same margin each game for Bishop Garrigan as Lear checks in, Sink checks out. 17 points now by Joyce. And Lake Mills will try to hustle the ball up the court here. Delger deals into the corner to Helgeland. Gall back to Delger, arcs up the 3, in and out, no good. And Thomas there for the rebound. Gives the ball to Furch, he hugs it, and he's fouled with 44 seconds left. And Garrigan can start to feel it now. Lake Mills really needed that 3, and Garrigan will trek back down for 2 more foul shots.
Boy, Delger working so hard to get to that corner and put up that corner 3, and it doesn't go. And I believe that is that's Helgeland's 5th foul. He's leaving the game here with 44 seconds left. You got to feel up 10, 44 seconds left. If Furch can hit these free throws, they might call off the dogs and quit fouling.
The sophomore Helgeland onto the Lake Mills bench with 5 fouls as Furch hits again for the foul line. 62-51 Garrigan.
Well, you say he's a sophomore, so he'll be back next year. These 2 teams, they're not going anywhere. They're going to keep battling year in and year out.
That's the thing that's made this Lake Mills run so impressive. Thomas off his board, missed on the follow though on the free throw. Lake Mills has graduated a ton of great seniors over the past few years, but they always reload with different players. Cook sidesteps, he's one of them. Missed long on the 3. Lear rebounds and Lear fouled with 32 seconds left. 62-51 Bishop Garrigan, and the Golden Bears doing their thing tonight. The interior game on offense, the 3-point shot making in a timely fashion, and the rebounds all night long.
Well, I got to compliment Nick Lear as he takes some strides to get to that free throw line. I didn't think he'd be here at this point in this game. He got his 4th foul right at the kind of the end of the 3rd quarter, maybe beginning of the 4th, and I thought, well, good night to Nick. He's not going to make it out of here without getting 5 fouls. But here he is, shooting free throws, misses his first one.
Missed on the first one as Stephen Howell checks in for Lake Mills, the 6'4 senior, as he's going to replace Nash Delger, who will get hugs on the bench for Lake Mills. Delger, a junior, one of the players who will be back next year for Lake Mills. Always has been a thorn in the Garrigan side, but tonight, it's a different story. Bishop Garrigan 63, Lake Mills 51, as Lear splits on the pair of free throws. And Furch will foul Cook in the backcourt, going for the steal that time, as he almost clotheslined him there.
Yeah, with a very unusual foul by Furch. He went after that foul like Garrigan needed a foul.
I think he was just really hunting out the steal, thinking if we steal this ball, game over, we dribble it out, and we go to Saturday night. Here is Wempen from way downtown, short on the 3. Furch boxed out, ball got poked out of bounds. Cook touch it last for Lake Mills with 24 seconds left. Lake Mills will press here, and we will see if they decide to call for the dogs foul-wise or not. Inbound to the Schwab, and Lake Mills will let Garrigan take this one to its conclusion. The Golden Bears have been the little brothers of Lake Mills for the past several years, but this year, that has all changed. 3 games against Lake Mills and 3 wins for the Golden Bears. Bishop Garrigan is 1 game away from state. Golden Bears will try to punch their ticket to Wells Fargo for the first time since 2020 as the season continues on Saturday night in the sub-state game. Final score today, Bishop Garrigan 63, Lake Mills 51. The Golden Bears return the favor. They have the clean sweep, knocking off their top of Iowa West foe. With the victory, Bishop Garrigan 21-3 overall. Lake Mills' 8-game win streak comes to an end, and the season ends as well for a record of 17-6 for the Lake Mills Bulldogs. When we come back, we'll wrap it up with final thoughts from Clear Lake High School after this on Home Country Radio and the Algona Radio YouTube stream.
Postseason Sports brought to you by
Advanced Interior Care, professional home and business cleaning of carpet, ceramic floors, upholstery, and window treatments.
Algona Hearing Center, better living through better hearing.
Semco International, matting by design.
Flipside in Laverne, open 7 days a week, dine in or carry out.
Capacious Brothers Incorporated, Pioneer Seed.
Advanced Drainage Systems, our reason is water.
Billy Joe's Bar and Grill, burgers and steaks cooked to perfection, along with chops, chicken, and seafood.
All bring you postseason coverage. Postseason sports coverage brought to you by
Algona Dairy Queen. Enjoy your favorite DQ treats. They're open for this season.
Your local Red Power team in Bancroft, Corwith, West Bend, and Humboldt.
Reading Gravel and Excavating, serving Algona and the surrounding area since 1948.
Grotto of Redemption in West Bend, a miracle in stone.
Farmers Co-op of Odison and Algona, offering Kent show feeds for all your livestock projects.
All bringing you postseason coverage.
When you need cash on the go, there's no need to pay a surcharge fee with MoneyPass. Iowa State Bank is proud to be part of the MoneyPass network of surcharge-free ATMs found nationwide. Look for the green and blue MoneyPass symbol on over 32,000 ATMs across the nation. Or find an ATM near your vacation spot or travel destination at moneypass.com. MoneyPass, another way that Iowa State Bank helps people succeed. Member FDIC.
Having the advantage makes all the difference. At PMC Advantage Insurance Services, we give you the advantage. We offer insurance coverage for your auto, home, farm, crop hail, commercial, life, individual or group health, and bonds and annuities. We are here to make sure you and your belongings are properly covered. We have over 50 companies offering insurance in all 50 states. Our offices are conveniently located in Algona, Burt, Corwith, Garner, Sway City, and West Bend. You can also find us at our website, pmca.agency, or call 515-295-9433. Stop by one of our offices today and see what we can do for you. PMC Advantage Insurance Services, a Pharmacist Mutual Insurance Company.
At Kemna Auto Center, they understand that you have no shortage of options when it comes to purchasing or servicing your car. They're your hometown dealer for new GM, Ford, and Chrysler makes and models. Plus, they also offer an extensive selection of pre-owned vehicles. Serving you with a dedicated sales and finance team, along with world-class service technicians that are passionate about keeping your ride in top shape. Visit their showrooms today for an experience you deserve. Kemna Auto Center in Algona.
Time to wrap things up from Clear Lake High School as Bishop Garrigan has the district championship. The Golden Bears win tonight over Lake Mills, sweeping the 3 games against the Bulldogs by a final score of 63-51 tonight. Golden Bears are the District 3 champions, and they will play on Saturday night. We'll try to get you who they're playing here in just a little bit. But first, our post-game recap in this one as our district basketball game and postseason basketball as a whole brought to you by Algona Edward Jones representatives Bruce Keefe, Mackenzie Jorgensen, Jerry Sokup, and Brady Ross. Boy, Bishop Garrigan came out in this game, played excellent defense early, beanies. The Golden Bears held Lake Mills scoreless inside the 3-minute mark of the first quarter, and they had a 7-0 lead after that. But Golden Bears did start a little slowly offensively, so Lake Mills stuck around. They worked back into it, and by halftime, the score is 29-25 as Lake Mills had it down to 4 points. The two teams are trading punches back and forth. But as we've seen so many times this season, Garrigan just comes out of the locker room ready to play in the third quarter. Garrigan totally dominated the third quarter, opened up a double-digit lead, and Lake Mills had to play uphill after that. They couldn't get back to within, I think, closer than 8 points in the fourth quarter. Bishop Garrigan holds on for a win, and I'll say this, nothing lasts forever. Lake Mills' mastery over Bishop Garrigan all changes this year, and this one being in the postseason, the most pressure on the Golden Bears. It's always tough to beat the same team 3 times in a season. That's the old cliche, and Golden Bears did it here tonight. What an accomplishment by Bishop Garrigan, who's now 1 game away from state.
Yeah, that was just a monstrous third quarter by Garrigan to pull away from the Lake Mills Bulldogs, and hats off to those Bulldogs from Lake Mills. Just been such a good matchup between these teams over the years, but like you said, Tyler, Lake Mills has gotten the better of Garrigan for year after year after year after year. This is the year for Garrigan, though. But the Bulldogs, boy, you got to hand it to them. The fact that they got back in that game after going down big early on their guard play and good ball movement, and then it disappeared in the second half. And like so many games this year, Garrigan has a bigger guy at every position when they look across and look at who's guarding them. Joyce, Furch, Drew Moeller, Nick Lear, Amari Thomas, doesn't matter who Garrigan brings in. Like Garrigan just has that advantage over all those teams. So everyone, including Lake Mills Bulldogs, has tried to figure that out. How do we stop this powerhouse Bishop Garrigan team with the bodies and the size? And it's kind of fun to watch all these teams do it. Lake Mills' approach to stopping the Bears tonight was let them get the rebounds. We're going to go and push the tempo on offense and shoot threes, and it didn't work for them tonight. So, that's what makes sports fun. So hats off to the Bulldogs. A lot of sad faces on the crowd on their side, taking pictures with their seniors, last game. It's always too bad to see a person's career end, and Garrigan gets to live for another game, at least one.
I'll say this for Lake Mills before we get back to Bishop Garrigan. There's a lot of seniors on this Lake Mills team, and they fought Garrigan very hard in all three matchups, but ultimately Garrigan proved to be the better team in each one of them, winning each game. But there's a lot of seniors on this Lake Mills team. You talk about Kane Cook, who was stuck on the bench last year behind a state tournament team. He really hardly got any playing time last year for Lake Mills, and all of a sudden he comes in. He's a huge weapon for the Bulldogs. Then you've got guys like Keaton Wempen, Jeremiah Jensen playing big roles, Jackson Gall, who we of course did see last year in Lake Mills starting lineup. So they do graduate quite a bit of talent, but part of the reason why it hurts so much is there's no experience quite like high school basketball. You're never going to be part of a group of people all pulling towards one goal, quite like being on a high school sports team in some way. So if you're not going on to play basketball at the next level, that really is goodbye, which is why there's so many teary eyes on the Lake Mills side of things. So I do want to give a salute to them because they've had quite the run here and they've really battled Bishop Garrigan hard, but like everything does, it does come to an end at some point.
Yeah, but at least, basketball is one of those sports you can always find a gym and keep playing. You just don't get to have the referees keeping it exciting and making it as like this atmosphere. You're exactly right there, Tyler. So now the Garrigan crowd's coming back out to the gym. They're going to take some pictures as well. So we got a lot of people from both teams milling around. Thanks to Clear Lake for hosting, letting us mill around. Sometimes you come to these host schools and they try to shoo everybody out as fast as they can because it's not their team. They're just hosting. They want to get you out of here. But Clear Lake, gracious host, letting everybody kind of having a good celebration here on the floor, both teams.
Yeah, games in this gym are really great. We'll get into the specifics of the game here in just a second, but it was a great environment. Lake Mills brought a huge crowd. You mentioned you thought it was the biggest Garrigan crowd of the year as well. This gym is the perfect size for a district championship game where it's packed with fans, but everyone can get in, and the environment is just great. And it's a great press box up here as well. Everyone's saying it's a great press box. They all say it's really great, so we really enjoyed being up here as well. But back to the game, Beanie. You made a great prediction right around halftime that I thought really stood up in the second half. Amari Thomas and Nick Lear had to spend some time on the bench in the first half with fouls. You said they would come out energized in the second half and really take over the game, and they certainly did that, especially Amari Thomas. He went beast mode in half number 2. He ended up finishing in double figures of points as he had 16 tonight for Bishop Garrigan. So big second half by Thomas, and he really came out refreshed in that one to take the game over.
Yeah, and they started to trust Amari Thomas and Nick Lear more inside. Trust them to score the ball, not just say go out and get some rebounds for me, big guy, but letting them score inside. And that has taken a ton of pressure off Joyce and Schwab. When we started this basketball season, at the end of games, we'd look up at the points list, and it would say Joyce 21, Schwab 20, and barely anyone else scoring in double digits. And we look at the board right now, and all kinds of guys are in double digits.
Yeah, and we'll give you all those scores here in a second, but to that point, Beanie, here's how many times the 3 leading scorers on Bishop Garrigan have led the team in scoring, not counting tonight. Thomas has led the team in scoring 9 times. Actually, we'll count tonight because Joyce led tonight. Thomas has led 9 times. Joyce has led 9 times. Schwab has led 7 times. So it's really a big 1-2-3 punch scoring-wise, and it was the balance again tonight. Joyce had 17 points in this ball game. Tate Furch had a big 15 for Bishop Garrigan. That was the boost the Golden Bears needed. You also had Thomas with the 16 that we mentioned. Schwab had 10, and then Lear had 3, and Muller had 2. But we've said the word balance so many times this season, and that separates this year's Bishop Garrigan team from teams from the past. You mentioned in the past it would be, Joyce and Schwab have 20, and then everyone else is pretty low on the scoring totem pole. That has changed this year in a big way.
Yeah, it has. And, sometimes losses make you do that. Forest City had Garrigan's number just a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. Because they just clamped down on the scores, and Garrigan couldn't find points anywhere else. And that's why guys like Drew Moeller, Tate Furch hitting those big shots, like Lake Mills, if they try to double team Amari Thomas and try to face guard Joyce and Schwab, if those guys are guarded and Garrigan can't find points anywhere else, then they're just going to lose. Furch has got to step up and hit those shots. Lear's got to step up and produce, and they've been able to do that in these big games, and that's why they're moving on.
It certainly is why they're moving on. And the final thing I'll say for Bishop Garrigan, they really did a great job not letting Lake Mills capture momentum for too long. There were so many points in this game where one team would go down and hit a bucket, and then boom, on the other end, 3-point shot by Tate Furch. Boom, on the other end, and one from Michael Joyce or Amari Thomas. It just seemed like Garrigan got all those big momentum-killing plays for Lake Mills and really did a good job of never giving up the lead once they had it, even though Lake Mills did fight back into the game a couple of times.
And as every coach says, it looks good when the shots are going down. So if any of those big threes by Furch and Joyce don't go, well, then we're not singing the praises right now. We're saying those were ill-fated shots that Garrigan shouldn't have taken. They should have worked the ball inside. But, boy, when the shots go down, everything is sweet.
Well, folks, we're going to see you on Saturday night in Humboldt as Bishop Garrigan will take on the winner of St. Edmund and Newman Catholic in that one for a trip to Wells Fargo Arena. Unfortunately, I scoured the interweb. There is no score up yet for that game, so we will have to wait and see who Bishop Garrigan will play next. But the important thing for Bishop Garrigan is the season does continue on Saturday night, another neutral site game. And closer to Bishop Garrigan as well, about halfway closer, only a 30-minute drive to Humboldt, so we expect to see a big crowd at Humboldt High School for that one. And of course, if you can't make it out, we've got you covered here on the Algona Radio YouTube channel with live coverage beginning right around 6:40 on Saturday night. That will wrap us up for this one, though. Bishop Garrigan has a district championship win over Lake Mills. Golden Bears win this one tonight, 63-51. This has been a sports production of Home Country Radio KLGZ. I'm Tyler Lance, signing off for my partner Beanie Bodie as well.
The proceeding has been a sports production of KLGA and KLGZ. Our postseason basketball coverage is presented by your Algona Edward Jones representatives, Bruce Keith, Jerry Sokup, Mackenzie Jorgensen, and Brady Ross.